as anybody.
Gundy has got Parker. Oh, he dropped it. Here's on the loose. There goes Makita.
Two teams hoping victory over a rival will carry them to the finish.
Incredibly important for both sides.
It's that much special because I think a win would be everything.
No, this is no ordinary night. This is chaos, passion, force.
Traffic. Dropped.
This is Bedlam on Saturday Night Football.
Welcome to Saturday Night Football presented by Capital One. From Memorial Stadium in Norman, Oklahoma, this is the Big 12 on ESPN. And it's time for Bedlam in the state of Oklahoma, another chapter in one of the great rivalries in college football. The 117th meeting between the Oklahoma Sooners and the Oklahoma State Cowboys. OU was a preseason top 10 team, but enters tonight's game fighting just to make a bowl game at 5-5. Oklahoma State enters tonight 7-3 and ranked 22nd, trying to beat the Sooners for the second straight year. That has not happened in 2 decades. And hi everybody, Dave Pash with Dusty Dvorak, Tom Luganbill down on the field. So Dusty, normally this game has not only college football playoff implications, but of course, Big 12 championship implications. Neither are part of the equation, but that doesn't take away at all from this matchup, as you well know, having played in this game 4 times.
This is Bedlam. It doesn't get any bigger for the players in this game here tonight. A state divided, houses divided all over the state of Oklahoma. And as Brent Venables told us, it's for a state championship. And it's very important for both of these programs and both of these teams. Oklahoma State still a chance to win 10 games. And for Oklahoma, hasn't gone the way it's supposed to go in year 1 for Brent Venables. They need to keep that 23 straight bowl streak intact. They need positive momentum for the future of this program under Brent Venables. This is a huge game tonight for Oklahoma.
And as you touched on for Oklahoma State, still a chance to get 10 wins. They, at one point, were number 8 in the polls. They started 5-0, but they're 2-3 in their last 5, so still a lot to play for, obviously, for them.
No question. Look, Oklahoma State, to win 10 games once again under the Mike Gundy era is a really big deal. They've been beat up, banged up throughout the course of the season, and the year kind of got off the hinges for another trip to Arlington in a Big 12 championship. But a second straight win against Oklahoma would be massive for Mike Gundy. He's done great things in Stillwater, but winning this game has been tough.
And Dusty, he has one of the most valuable players in the Big 12. Oklahoma State quarterback Spencer Sanders looking for another heroic effort tonight. More on that coming up next from Norman.
The Nissan pregame drive is next after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
Nissan at home? My new Altima's here.
Welcome to the Nissan pregame drive. Nissan, premier partner of the Heisman Trophy.
113th straight year these teams have faced one another, second longest in FBS history, Oklahoma and Oklahoma State. And there aren't many players more important to their team than Spencer Sanders is to Oklahoma State. Think about the TCU game. He gets hurt in that game. They have a 17-point lead. They lose. And we certainly saw it on display at the end of the Iowa State game last week.
It was a heroic effort that he had against Iowa State. He's been beat up a lot this year, and he means everything to this football team, everything to this offense. Didn't know he was going to play last week. Down, comes in the fourth quarter. Offense hadn't moved the ball all day. He leads this touchdown drive to give the Cowboys the lead. They never relinquish. Such a tough, gritty effort, which is exactly the throwback type of player Spencer Sanders is. He affects the game with his legs, with his arm. When he's on, he's as good as anybody in college football. And if there was any question if Spencer Sanders was going to play in Bedlam, he put that to rest after that Iowa State win.
Think you'll be ready to go for Bedlam?
Oh yeah, I'm playing next week. That ain't no question. Yeah, you can count me in. So y'all are not scrambling all week. Yeah, I'm playing next week.
You're gonna start?
Yeah, I'm playing. Ain't no question about it.
No question about it if he's going to play, and expect him to be very effective tonight. Tom, Spencer Sanders has been something special for these Cowboys.
Oh, I tell you, Dusty, he absolutely has. And the position's hard enough to play when you're healthy and you've got your best personnel around you. This is a young man that has not practiced in almost 5 weeks. This last Tuesday was the first Tuesday he's been on the practice field. He's going off of instinct, knowledge of the offense, and an understanding of how to play the position through muscle memory. Now we're going to see a healthy version of him and a full complement of his arm and his legs, and they're going to need him tonight.
Good stuff, Tom. Meanwhile, some crazy games earlier today in college football. How about at the Big House? 13 seconds left. Michigan's down to Illinois, 17-16. But Jake Moody, a 35-yard field goal, and the Wolverines stay undefeated. And then in Waco, something similar happens with 4th-ranked TCU against Baylor.
Felt like a Saturday in November. Just survive and advance. And these frogs won't die, won't go down. Max Duggan leads them back. And it got crazy at the end of this. They sprint off the field, run on the kicker, but no problem for TCU remaining undefeated.
Great execution. Griffin Kell with a 40-yarder to win it. So TCU in the Big 12 championship game and remains undefeated. Ohio State survived a scare in College Park, similar to 4 years ago. They had to beat the Terps at the end, and it happens again here. They close it out with a fumble recovery for a touchdown in the latter stages. Maryland trying for a miracle finish. It didn't happen, and the Buckeyes win. Georgia won as well, so you'd have to think the top 4 in the college football playoff rankings will stay the same when we have the exclusive reveal on Tuesday night. Meanwhile, Oklahoma, 23 consecutive winning seasons, 23 straight bowl appearances, second longest active streak in the country. That is on the line tonight in Bedlam as the Sooners host Oklahoma State. Chilly night here in Norman. Temperature right now at 32 degrees, expected to be in the mid-20s in the second half. And here come the Sooners. This has been the Nissan pregame drive. Kickoff from Norman is next, and now a look inside Nissan's Heisman House.
Yeah.
Are they still at it?
What do you think?
1, 2, down, up.
They just don't stop, do they?
Nope.
What's that noise?
Devontae got a tuba.
We all know it's a problem, but no one wants to talk about it.
Yep.
We gotta do something about all those Alabama players in the house.
It's the elephant in the room.
Exactly, and it's really uncomfortable.
No, I mean literally. The elephant is in the room. I think we might have a situation. You should come home.
Bedlam, to me, is one of the most tradition-rich rivalries in the history of college football.
Big game in the state for everybody.
A lot of emotion, passion, intensity, and they don't like each other much.
I've got as much wear and tear in the Bedlam as anybody.
It's a fight. It's going to be a fight every time. I'm always excited to play those guys.
The in-state rivalry, a lot of people feel very passionate about it. I think a win would be everything.
Incredibly important for both sides.
117th meeting. Oklahoma has been dominant, but Oklahoma State won last year. Mike Gundy 3-14. Who knows, this could be the last Bedlam. Oklahoma set to go to the SEC in a couple years, and 4 more schools coming into the Big 12 next year, so there won't be a round robin. It will be interesting to see how the schedule plays out and whether Oklahoma and Oklahoma State actually face each other in 2023. Think of all the great quarterbacks that have played in this game at Oklahoma, especially the last handful of seasons. Baker, Kyler, Jalen Hurts, Caleb Williams last year, can Dylan Gabriel, who when we talked to this week said, I knew nothing about this rivalry except that they played every year. Can he lead Brent Venables to a huge win. Would certainly be his signature victory in his first year as the head coach of the Sooners. Oklahoma State won the toss and deferred, so OU will start at offense. And in talking, Dusty, with the Oklahoma coaches this week about Dillon Gabriel, the UCF transfer, they said, look, he hasn't lost a game for us, but we need him to go out and win a game for us.
That's exactly right. He's got to up his level of game. He's been solid. He's been good, but he hasn't just taken a game over and won a football game. And they're putting it on his plate here tonight to step up and have one of those moments.
Well, they do have an excellent run game. We'll see if they rely heavily on Eric Gray. Play action, and Gabriel's pass is incomplete at the 31-yard line. It was intended for Braden Willis, the tight end. Mentioned Gray. He's got over 1,100 rushing yards, so that's somebody that Gabriel can lean on. He's the fastest to that mark since Adrian Peterson back in 2004. They're going to throw it again on second down, and here's Drake Stoops. And on senior night, the son of the legendary head coach here, Bob Stoops, gets a first down out to the 37-yard line.
So reliable, very good out on the perimeter, those easy short throws. A nice start for Drake Stoops here on senior night.
And Gabriel again. This time it's Mims. They're trying to get Gabriel in a rhythm here to start the game, opening with 3 consecutive pass plays. It's a gain of 8.
It's a good read there by Gabriel. Front side, you've got the counter play that's been so effective. Backside, you've got that easy throw to Marvin Mims, and a nice pickup on first down.
Gabriel to throw again on play action. Checks it down to Gray. Got a first down, and Gray is loose inside the 40 and down to the 35-yard line. That's the 29th catch on the season for Eric Gray. Gain of 19.
Well, it's a deep zone coverage. You see the linebackers get a lot of depth. Mason Cobb there in the center, and Xavier Benson, and a nice check down by Dillon Gabriel.
And now Gabriel throwing deep, got a man, adjusting to make the catch of Stoops inside the 5 at the 2-yard line.
Well, the adjustment in the air was fantastic by Drake Stoops, falling to his back. Good strong hands as he makes the catch. Flanagan got lost in coverage flat-footed, and Stoops got behind it.
Now they hand it off. Gabriel faked it and takes it in for the touchdown. He fooled them all. That was the only run play on that drive. Man, what a start for the Sooners. They come out throwing on the first 5 plays, running in on the 6th play. The drive took just over a minute.
Well, the big safety, Kendall Daniels, outstanding young player. He's going to come off the edge. Watch the read here by Dillon Gabriel. As Daniels closes on the running back, easy keep. Read there for Gabriel, and he strolls into the end zone, and they cap off this opening drive.
On sportsmanlike conduct, number 3, offense. On sportsmanlike conduct, number 2, defense. They're first. Foul offsets. Touchdown.
Now that may seem meaningless, but in a rivalry game like this where emotions are high, you've got 2 key players, Jalil Farouk, starting receiver, and Corey Black, starting corner for Oklahoma State. If either one of those guys gets one more on sportsmanlike conduct, they're ejected. Zach Schmidt on for the point after. 7-0 Oklahoma.
We'll talk with the offensive coordinator, Jeff Levy, this week. He said we need chunk plays in the throw game, and we need to finish off drives. They got the chunk play to Stoops, and they finish off the drive with a Dillon Gabriel touchdown.
Dave Pasch, Jesse Dvorak, Tom Luganbill, our impact players. Brought to you by Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, you're going to see Bryson Green offensively. He's had a breakout year at wide receiver. Jason Taylor's a true playmaker for the defense. Billy Bowman, think he's the best player in this Oklahoma defense. Back healthy, making an impact at Eric Gray. 700-yard games this season, 4 straight. He's been sensational, sparking this Sooners rushing attack.
Zach Schmidt hammers this one, and it goes into the end zone for a touchback, so it will come out to the 25. Spencer Sanders in his 4th year as a starter. We touched on it in the open. Did not play last week until he was needed. And in talking with the coaches this week, they said it was a conversation constantly between Spencer and the coaching staff. Spencer said, I want to go. I want to get in there. We're losing. And the coaches said, all right, you're cleared. The doctors, go out there and get it done, and he did that.
Incredible effort. They said if the game's in the balance, we might give you a chance. It was, and man, did he step up and play well. And he is just so electric as a runner. 93 yards in this game last year on the ground. Much improved passer, making better decisions.
He'll throw it on first down and completes it out to the 31. Catch made by Braden Johnson, who is back after missing a month. They have their full complement of receivers now. They've had several guys injured throughout the year.
Really been the story of their season, Dave. You know, injuries littering both sides of the football, but clearly receiver finally get some of these guys back healthy. And Braden Johnson got a chance to be an impact player in this game.
After a gain of 4, Sanders to the air again, and a tip nearly picked off. Almost intercepted by Ethan Downs, a defensive lineman who is downfield. It'll be third down.
Well, one thing you'll see from this Ted Roof and Brent Venables defense, a lot of zone drops. Ethan Downs, a linebacker, just gets right in that hook curl area. Nice eyes on the quarterback, and a nice play by the defensive end.
Sanders, a wide receiver screen that's snuffed out. Presley on the catch, but down he goes at the 30-yard line. Stuck by Deshaun White. It's fourth down.
Well, Deshaun White plays the cheetah position. He's been really good for them a lot of this season. Really good job reacting, diagnosing, and coming downhill. It's both Billy Bowman right in the hip pocket of Presley, and then Deshaun White coming in to finish off that tackle. Really good opening start for the Sooners with the 3-and-out.
Logan Ward to punt. This is a bullet right at Mims over his head. Looked like he misjudged it. He's just going to let it go. And it ends up at the 7-yard line. That's a 63-yard punt.
Well, Oklahoma's run the ball well. They want to take their shots. They want chunk plays in the pass game. And as Drake Stoops gets behind the defense, such good adjustment, concentration, and then the great read by Dylan Gabriel to cap off that initial drive. Fast start here for the Sooners, both on offense and on defense, Dave.
Gabriel, who is from Hawaii, started out at UCF, played 3 years there, but was hurt most of last year, transferring to Oklahoma. Here's Eric Gray's first carry. He had a reception on that opening drive. It's a gain of about 3. Kendall Daniels on the tackle.
The Oklahoma offensive line really starting to settle in last handful of games, playing with physicality in the run game.
And Gabriel over the middle. Mims, who's had some issues with drops, hung on to that one. Out past the 25-yard line. It's a gain of 19.
Well, they brought some pressure there. You see Kendall Daniels, the safety, come down, leaves Jabbar Muhammad one-on-one man-to-man coverage, and a nice pass by Dylan Gabriel.
Gabriel off play action, now being forced out of the pocket, but what a throw. Stoops made the catch, his third already, 12 more yards, and Dylan Gabriel off to a hot start.
Well, the pressure comes again. Kendall Daniel is going to come downhill, get the big shot on Gabriel. It's good coverage, but a better throw and catch. Drake Stoops off to a hot start here tonight. Such a reliable weapon for this offense in Drake Stoops.
So again, this drive started on the 8, already at the 40-yard line. They go empty here, moving Gray outside the pocket. Pressure off the edge, and Gabriel gets out of there on the move, and then just hoists it out of play into the stands. Kendall Daniels had some pressure that time, and Gabriel recognized it and did well to get out of there.
Well, again, Kendall Daniels, you're going to see him come off the edge. And, you know, Tom, this is a guy you and I talked a lot about. He's got great size. He's 6'4", 205, and clearly Derek Mason bringing him around the line of scrimmage, very involved, bringing some pressure with this redshirt freshman.
He's so long and rangy, and he covers so much ground. He's like Isaiah Simmons was at Clemson.
They run Gray here to the left, and little hesitation, gets the first down past midfield. Boy, Eric Gray, who is a transfer from Tennessee, had just 1 carry in the Bedlam game last year. He fumbled that, lost possession, and we didn't see him the rest of the game, but he's become much more reliable this year. 7 100-yard games on the season, over 200 last week as Gray carries again and picks up 4 or 5 more yards down to the 44 and tripped up by his own guy, Braden Willis.
He's been better, Dave, hitting it downhill, running through tight, small spaces. You know, he's excellent making guys miss in the open field, but he bulked up a little bit this offseason with running backs coach DeMarco Murray, and he's been much better between the tackles, having by far his best season of his college career.
On 2nd and 6, Gabriel keeping it inside the 40, gets the first down and heads out of bounds. Stepping out at the 34, 11 yards on the carry for Gabriel.
And no backside defender. Everybody's sticking and staying with the running back, Eric Gray. And the second time here early on, we've seen a very good read by the quarterback, Dylan Gabriel, picking up an easy first down.
Gabriel off play action, throws it to Gavin Freeman, the true freshman, stumbles to the 30. Freeman, only his 3rd catch on the season. So it'll bring up 2nd down and 6. Oklahoma chewing up this Oklahoma State defense, which comes in 128th ranked against the pass. Gabriel going to work again, looking deep. Got a receiver wide open. It's caught for a touchdown. Farouk is there. Nobody covered him. 30 yards and a score. Season. The Sooners are 5-5. They were picked 9th preseason. They're 2-5 in the Big 12.
And we'll see Jalil Farouk, top of your screen. He's the inside receiver. Acts as if he's going to catch a screen, and it's man-to-man coverage. A bust. No one identifies him, but Dylan Gabriel locates his wide-open wide receiver.
14-0 after a 9-play, 93-yard drive. We played just over 5 minutes. Oklahoma is rolling. Dylan Gabriel off to a phenomenal start for OU.
The Venture X car.
Saturday Night Football on ABC is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Big 12 now on ESPN Plus is a must-have for Big 12 fans. You can watch a variety of Big 12 sports this season, as well as the Big 12 Conference Championship events. Sign up today at ESPNplus.com/Big 12 Now.
I had a chance to talk to Brett Yormark, the new Big 12 commissioner, before the game. Congrats to him and all the teams in the Big 12 moving forward. Massive media rights deal that they've reached with us here at ESPN. Awesome. Get to continue that partnership, and it's great for the Big 12 as a whole.
Of course, Oklahoma will be going to the SEC in a few years, and that's why we touched down at the beginning of the game that, who knows, this could be the last bedlam. Let's go to the studio, Kevin Agandi.
Dave, time now for our Mayhem Moment, brought to you by Allstate. Number 5, Tennessee in some trouble. Bull on the road at South Carolina.
Yeah, really good job by Spencer Rattler finding the back out of the backfield. 1 missed tackle, 2 missed tackle, and South Carolina is rolling.
Juju McDowell up 21-7, but here comes Hendon Hooker on 4th down, Bug.
Your best player on offense, throw the little slot fake here. Easy picking on his head.
Good one on ESPN right now. South Carolina up a touchdown. Dave, back to you.
All right, Oklahoma State, Kevin, taking over after another touchdown, and they're not on the same page, and it's an interception. C.J. Colden was the only guy who could catch that because the receiver never ran the route, Jaden Bray.
Just clearly miscommunication between Jaden Bray and Spencer Sanders. Jaden Bray, really talented young receiver from right here in Norman, and he's been out most of the season. He shuts it down to just run a simple hitch. Spencer Sanders takes a shot down the field, and it's a great play by C.J. Colden to locate that football and get the takeaway, but you can see all over Spencer Sanders' face disappointment and a miscommunication between quarterback and wide receiver.
Just a miserable start for Oklahoma State on the run. Here comes a jet sweep to Freeman, and a good defensive play there by Black. Shoves him out of bounds. A loss on the play. It was funny listening to Kevin and Book do that studio update and hearing Spencer Rattler's name. Think of where this program was just over 12 months ago. Spencer Rattler was the starter. Oklahoma was supposed to be in national championship contention with Lincoln Riley as the head coach. Rattler midway through the season is benched for Caleb Williams, and then just 24 hours after this game a year ago, as Gabriel throws incomplete and he had Gray wide open. Lincoln Riley announces he's leaving for USC. Caleb Williams leaves for USC. Brent Venables, who was here, longtime defensive coordinator, then was at Clemson for a decade, comes back to Norman to be the head coach. Dylan Gabriel transfers, and Oklahoma comes into this game 5-5.
Needless to say, it was a crazy end of the year for the Oklahoma Sooners. And as you mentioned, Brent Venables comes in, and there's a lot of excitement around the program, and the season just clearly not gone the way they anticipated.
Gabriel fires, knocked away, incomplete. Jason Taylor's got 4 interceptions on the season, made a good play, breaking on the ball intended for Braden Willis. A huge stop for the Pokes.
Well, he's an excellent player, the 5th-year senior. Really good position there on Braden Willis. Undercuts his route, gets his hand on it, and a crucial pass breakup. That's an important 3-and-out for Derek Mason and his defense following that interception. Did not want to go down 3 scores, so very nice job by the Cowboys defense stepping up and forcing the punt.
Michael Turk, one of the best punters in the country, trying to pin Oklahoma State deep, and the fair catch made at the 15-yard line by Brennan Presley. So the interception by Sanders doesn't cost the Cowboys. They're still down, though, 14-0.
On a fan's...
Well, college football rivalry weekend actually starts right now. Oklahoma State. Both teams actually play somebody else next week. Meanwhile, on ABC next Friday, Florida State, and then Saturday night on ABC, Notre Dame playing great right now, and they've got USC. The Trojans ranked 7th. They are playing UCLA tonight. Look at that. 18 plays run by Oklahoma, just 4 by Oklahoma State. Spencer Sanders coming off a pick, throws, and almost another one as that was thrown to Bray in traffic, and Danny Stutzman almost intercepted that ball.
Man, rough start early for Spencer Sanders, but so good making better decisions. Watch the zone drop by Danny Stutzman. Gets in the perfect position and almost comes up with a 2nd interception here in the 1st quarter.
Might have been tipped at the line by Oklahoma. There's a strike as they're going to Jaden Bray again. He's got just 2 catches on the season. A guy that, again, has missed most of this year due to injury. So it's going to bring up 3rd down and short after a gain of 9. Oklahoma State trying to go quickly here. True freshman Ali Gordon in at running back. Sanders to throw, and it's broken up and picked off again. Inside the 25, inside the 20, down the right sideline, inside the 5. A defensive lineman, Jonah Laulu. Doesn't play a whole lot, but he's out there. He gets the interception and puts the ball inside the 5-yard line. Back-to-back picks by Sanders.
And 3rd and short, you'd like to see Oklahoma State be able to run the football. They struggled so much, and we have not seen them try to run the ball so far tonight. But an excellent play here by Woody Washington. Tight coverage, gets his hands in for the pass breakup. And how about the big man, Laulu, picking him up, putting him down, finding the sidelines, and sets Oklahoma in prime position inside the 5.
Yep, see him step out right there at the 4-yard line. That's where they marked it.
And Dusty, I'll tell you, if you're Spencer Sanders, that really should have been your 4th interception of the day.
Yeah.
He has thrown that thing into coverage the entire quarter.
Way too much force in the football, looks like here, Tom.
Yeah.
We have not seen the Cowboys try to run the ball really at all.
At all.
So 1st down and goal. Gabriel quarterback draw and dives down to the 2. Already has a rushing touchdown and a passing touchdown in this game. Trying to go up 21-0 quickly to the line. Eric Gray, he's in, touchdown, 20-0 Sooners. Well, Bedlam can also mean confusion, and there are a lot of Oklahoma State fans perplexed right now at what they're witnessing. embarrassing. They're getting blown out 7 minutes into the game. Zach Schmidt on for another extra point. 2 takeaways, 2 rushing touchdowns, a passing touchdown. It is all Sooners here in Norman.
Turnovers are great. What do you do with the football after a turnover? Do you turn them into points? That's exactly what they do here. Left side of the offensive line, really with a nice job opening up that hole for Eric Gray. 72, McCabe Matoyer. The center, Robert Conjal, starting for Andrew Rame. Securing nice blocks and giving enough space for Eric Gray to hit it downhill and find the end zone, putting the Sooners up 3 touchdowns here early. Wow, what a start for the Oklahoma Sooners, and for the Cowboys. Just, it could not have started any worse for Spencer and Oklahoma State.
The good news if you're Oklahoma State is you have plenty of time. There are going to be a lot of points scored in this game. And you have Spencer Sanders, who granted has thrown 2 interceptions, as a guy that's been in this situation before. Yep. Mike Gundy, the head coach, not going to panic.
7 pass attempts, not 1 rush attempt so far for Oklahoma State.
And Presley elects to run this out. And was not a right decision there. He didn't even get to the 20-yard line.
2 interceptions here early for Spencer Sanders, and this has been an area he's been so much improved this season. Clearly, quarterback receiver on 2 different pages for the first one. Danny Stutzman dropped another pick and then putting the ball right there in a tight space. A good play by Woody Washington, and Laulu, right place, right time for a big man Oski. Spencer Sanders going to have to settle down. I'd like to see them try to run the football. I know it's been a struggle this year run the ball, but Oklahoma has really struggled to stop anyone's rushing attack.
5 interceptions on the season coming in for Sanders, 2 here in the first quarter. And they're going to run it on first down with Ollie Gordon, their true freshman. And this is a way you can help the quarterback. However, the run game has been brutal this year. It's the worst it's been under Mike Gundy when you look at yards per carry, just 3.5. Dominic Richardson has been the go-to guy, but they want Ollie Gordon, who they think is really talented, to get more reps. That was just his 27th carry of the season. Here's number 28, and he gets grabbed by Jordan Kelly at the point of attack. Maybe even lost yardage on the play. 3rd down.
Yeah, Jordan Kelly, guys played a lot of football here at Oklahoma, 5th-year senior. You see him cross the center's face real quick. Nice job with the short area quickness, playing on the other side of the ball and creating the tackle for loss. That's one thing Oklahoma has done very well this season, top 5 in the country in tackles for loss. But 3rd down, that's a different story, as they struggled mightily this season to get off the field.
Sanders in trouble and sacked back at the 12-yard line. It's Kelly. Just a 2nd sack of the year. A loss of 10.
Well, it's 88 Jordan Kelly once again. Watch him as he works laterally. He's going to be working on Taylor Maturko. Just a simple chop rip as he gets past him, closes to the quarterback. And a huge series there for the 5th-year senior out of Tulsa. Nice job with the hands by Jordan Kelly, getting off the block and getting the sack.
Logan Ward on to punt again. Mims is under it, and the fair catch made at the 42-yard line. So 45-yard punt, no return. Well, you think about all the great teams they've had, 2000 to 2021 in particular, winning the national championship in 2000. 4 BCS national championship appearances, 4 college football playoff appearances. But this year, 5 losses, most since 2014. 5 losses in conference, most since 1998. The last time they had a losing season, John Blake was the head coach back in 1998 when they finished 5-6. But they got a 21-0 lead in possession. Gabriel's pass is caught. Stoops upended after he made the grab at the 42-yard line by Sean Michael Flanagan, a pickup of 3.
And look, Coach Venables, he understands and recognizes the standard Oklahoma. He embraces that. This is not the season he thought coming into the year.
Gray breaks a tackle, pass Motion move by Gray, 36 yards.
Just outside zone. Kendall Daniels can't get him on the ground. Jabbar Muhammad can't get him on the ground. Eric Gray so tough to tackle in the open field with a big chunk run.
You're not ankle tackling him.
No, you got to wrap him up, Tom.
Play fake. Gabriel with a quick throw to Willis. Lowers his shoulder, fumbles the ball. And Oklahoma State recovers it. Jason Taylor falls on it. That's exactly what the Cowboys had to have on that possession.
Had to have it, Dave. Exactly right. Last week, this is a defense that created
a fumble recovered by the defense. First down.
Created 5 takeaways, helping lead to victory. Jabbar Muhammad, excellent job. Shoulder on the football. And Braden Willis had a great season, but he puts it on the turf. And of course, it's Jason Taylor, Johnny on the spot, getting on top of that football. Big time play by Jabbar Muhammad to knock that ball loose.
I mean, it was going to be 28-0 the way Oklahoma was moving the ball. Let's see if this shifts momentum at all. Oklahoma State backed up, though, after the takeaway. Inside its 5-yard line. They're going to run Jaden Nixon. Got some room across the 10. There are markers down. Might be offside. David Agwebu. Like he had jumped into the neutral zone, so it was a free play there for Oklahoma State, and they'll take the yardage, you would think.
Offside. Number 2. Defense. That penalty's declined. Second down.
And I'd like to see pick it up 9 on first down, setting up second 1. They're just going to take the yardage. I'd like to see Jaden Nixon more involved. You saw him last week catching the ball in the backfield. I think he's one of the only running backs that can really make the defenders miss.
He gets the call here. Nowhere to go. Key Lawrence knocks him down in the backfield at the 11. That's a setback of 1, so that goes from 2nd and 1 to 3rd and 2.
We have not seen Spencer Sanders tuck and run with the football whatsoever. We know coming into the game he's not fully healthy, but his toughness, his grit, he's definitely going to be out there and try to lead this team to victory. But if there was ever a time you'd like to see Spencer impact the play for a series with his legs, it's here.
Sanders in trouble in the backfield. Throws complete for a first down out to the 20-yard line and out of bounds. Braden Cassidy and Sanders made that happen.
Absolutely. Nothing there initially. His first read's not there. Good blitz pickup by Jaden Nixon. And you see Sanders as he gets outside the pocket, eyes down the field, and he finds a Cowboy back. Braden Cassidy for a big first down.
Just Cassidy's 3rd catch on the season. Sanders throwing downfield. Overshoots Bray. Being covered by C.J. Colden.
They are making it a point to get Jaden Bray the football. We mentioned it earlier. From right here in Norman, Oklahoma. Wasn't offered by Oklahoma. He's a talented wide receiver. Had a really good freshman season. They thought a lot of things of him this year. Hadn't been healthy. He's back healthy tonight. And he's been targeted many times here in this first quarter.
John Paul Richardson on the swing pass. And he gets stood up by Washington. And a short gain on the play. Maybe 2 as they motion Richardson into the backfield, trying to get it to him in creative ways. Washington had a big game against Oklahoma State last year, had 2 picks, but the Sooners lost that one.
Really good defense. Billy Bowman forcing that ball to bounce, and good contain from Oklahoma. And this is traditionally where you'll see a Brent Venables defense dial up some pressure. Let's see if Ted Ruth comes after Spencer Sanders.
Ruth, the defensive coordinator, on 3rd and 8. Sanders just dumps it off to Jaden Bray, and he's not going to get the first down. Stood up at the 26-yard line, about 3 yards short of the line to gain by Danny Stutzman, their leading tackler, and so it's 4th down.
This is a really good play by Danny Stutzman. Oklahoma State, this is a play they run a lot. Just set up the running back screen, and Oklahoma showed as if they were going to bring pressure. They don't. They sit back. They play a little bit drop 8 zone coverage. Stutzman right there makes a nice tackle to force the punt. Oklahoma been much better early on in this game on 3rd down.
Here's the punt by Ward, getting a lot of work tonight. Mims backpedaling. And the fair catch made at the 25 for the Sooners. Take a look at the Taco Bell Live Más student section. Student sections across the country are competing to be the Live Más student section of the year all season long. Well, these fans, they've been waiting for something like this to cheer for. They got off to a 3-0 start, and then they lost 3 in a row, and in there was a 49-0 bludgeoning by Texas. Worst loss in the series. They also got beat by TCU 55-24. I think we all realize now just how good TCU is.
Kansas State as well. Both those teams punching their tickets to the Big 12 championship.
Gabriel on play action, in trouble, dumps it off to Braden Willis, and Willis is knocked out of bounds at the 31-yard line for a gain of 6 on the play.
Smart play here by Dylan Gabriel. He wants to take a shot down the field, but it's well covered. Just check it down to his tight end. Oh, that athleticism, a little hurdle from Braden Willis going out of bounds.
Wide receiver screen to Mims. First down and more, dragging a defender all the way past the 45 out to the 47. 16 yards for Marvin Mims. Jabbar Muhammad had a hold of him, but he took him for a ride.
Tom, we talked to Derek Mason about the tackling. Well, it's been poor here early for Oklahoma State.
It really has. A lot of lunging and a lot of guys on the ground.
More running room. This time Javonte Barnes to the 44-yard line of Oklahoma State. They're getting huge plays on first down. There's 8 or 9 more yards.
And this is their #1 run play. That's the GT counter. Pull, backside guard, tackle, big hole, and a nice chunk run on first down.
Gabriel off play action, slings it to Mims. Broken tackle at the 40. Mims able to get inside the 25, but a touchdown saving tackle that time by Jason Taylor. They still get 23 yards on the play.
And again, Jabbar Muhammad's been so good in coverage at times this year. Was great last week. Just misses that tackle in the open field. You got to be catch tackle in that spot. And a really nice job after the catch by Marvin Mims.
Mims got his focus back, Dusty.
Yeah, had some drops, Tom, this season. Gabriel pumps, looking deep, airing it out into the end zone. Stoops is there, got it. Touchdown, Oklahoma. It's 27-0 Sooners.
Let's make sure this is a cat. But how about the dime by Dylan Gabriel? Man, has he been on. And quality concentration, no question. That's a touchdown for Drake Stoops. Jeff Levy told us this week, we need more chunk plays in the throw game. This Oklahoma State Cowboys secondary struggled this year, and man, Oklahoma going for the jugular down the field here early.
Well, Oklahoma was favored coming into this game despite having a worse record. A lot of people were scratching their heads as to why, but the Sooners are absolutely dominating the Cowboys right now, up 4 scores.
Drake Stoops going to be working in the slot. Okay, they're going to fake this with a swing screen they run. Acts like he's going to block, and then he just runs the wheel route. He's got Flanagan, the safety, matched up on him, and he can't keep up. And you want to talk about a very well-thrown football. Boy, Dylan Gabriel, we said from the onset, Dylan Gabriel hasn't gone out and won Oklahoma games. Well, he showed up with a winning mentality here tonight, making some really big-time throws.
Big-time throws and unbelievably decisive. It's very difficult right now for Oklahoma State to get any kind of pressure on them because the ball comes out so quick.
You know, the other thing, Tom, they're barely getting lined up. You know, with Jeff Levy, this offense that they implement, they go so fast. If you go back and watch, they're getting up on the football, and Oklahoma State's having a hard time just getting lined up in time before the ball snap.
And they're tired.
That's right. Playing a lot of plays here in this first quarter.
It might go right back out there the way this thing has gone. Oklahoma State's been 3 and out most of the time. Presley on the return, Nixon has the 20, and Nixon, they get enough of him to tackle him at the 26-yard line. Good job there by the Sooners on special teams. This season, All-State will celebrate every field goal and extra point made by participating universities by making a donation to the university's General Scholarship Fund. Thank you, All-State. Wow, Oklahoma State, how do you handle this? Down 28-0, late first quarter. Spencer Sanders has thrown 2 interceptions. They have just 30 yards of total offense to 300 basically for Oklahoma in a quarter.
Wow.
Got to be a Bedlam record. Sanders in trouble again. Outside the pocket, flipping it downfield, complete past the 45-yard line. That was a great throw that time to Brennan Presley. And it's a gain of about 20.
Is good pressure by the true freshman 32 R. Mason Thomas flushes Spencer Sanders, but a very nice find down the field.
Now they hand it off to Ollie Gordon, pushing the pile to midfield. First time Oklahoma State has sniffed the 50-yard line. 30 seconds remaining here in the opening quarter.
They like to operate very fast as well.
Sanders will throw on 2nd down and 6. Looking downfield, everybody covered. Sanders now leaving the pocket, directing traffic and taking off. And out of play, gets hit though. Will they throw a flag on Stutzman or not? Doesn't look like they're going to. It's a first down for Oklahoma State.
I think whenever he came to hit Spencer Sanders, he's still in bounds. Now, you can clearly tell he's heading out of bounds. But when this contact happens, he's still in the field of play. Spencer kind of let up as he was sitting to the sidelines. Smart play by Spencer Sanders to pick up that first down.
28-0 Oklahoma. It's the largest first quarter lead ever for Oklahoma over Oklahoma State. Dylan Gabriel with a couple of touchdown passes and a touchdown run. We'll be back after this message and a word from our ABC stations. It's been a struggle for Mike Gundy, whether he was the quarterback, an assistant coach under Les Miles, or the head coach against Oklahoma. He actually grew up attending Oklahoma games, and when he was a youngster, originally committed to play for the Sooners, ended up at Oklahoma State, and the rest is history. His team might be history if they don't score on this drive. They're down 28-0, but Spencer Sanders slides. He got hit there. Backside from Broyles, but it was a clean play as the slide was just beginning. It's a gain of 5.
Mike Gundy is Oklahoma State Cowboy football. And those 2 wins as an assistant, they were on teams I played on, including his best memory in 2001 when Rashawn Woods caught a late touchdown pass here in this stadium. He had the Big 12 South Trophy on the sidelines, and they didn't give it to us that day because Oklahoma State came in as massive underdogs and got the win. That was my first taste of this rivalry. Before that, had no idea what this thing was all about.
Yeah, you guys were 30-point favorites in that game and lost. Sanders with everybody covered, just going to throw it away. Good job downfield by the Oklahoma secondary. So it'll bring up 3rd down and 5, and you have to think 4-down territory for Oklahoma State, even though it's this early in the game. They are inside the 40-yard line. Mike Gundy's 2nd longest tenure, along with Kyle Whittingham at Utah. Longest being Kirk Ferentz at Iowa. Just 1 of 5 on 3rd down. Sanders has single coverage and a completion inside the 25-yard line. Braden Johnson, 15 yards, 1st down, Oklahoma State.
Well, Oklahoma brought the pressure that time. It's man-to-man coverage on the outside, middle of the field, wide open. And a great throw there by Spencer Sanders to Braden Johnson to get a big 1st down. Johnson went off the field there, Dave. Limped off the field. Keep an eye on that.
Just came back after missing a month. Sanders keeping it. Oklahoma strings it out, and Broyles shoves him out of bounds at the 30-yard line. Loss of 6 on the play there. You wonder, Sanders hasn't been 100% with that right arm like normally. Would he just throw that away instead of trying to run out of bounds and lose 6 yards?
That's a design run play, though. I mean, they want to get him on the perimeter. It's the way that play is designed. It's well defended there by Ethan Downs, and then you saw Justin Broyles coming downhill. You better be careful there that close to the sidelines. I think that probably almost drew a flag.
So 2nd down and 15. Sanders pass pulled in by Richardson at the 23. Get back to the original line of scrimmage, maybe an additional yard. Bring it up 3rd down. And you starting to call plays as if you're in fourth down territory. At this point, you just want points.
Absolutely. No, I think you know you got to score touchdowns. The way this Oklahoma offense has been operating, this has got to be 4-down territory.
It's crazy to say that 2 minutes into the second quarter. Sanders got another interception. This time, Billy Bowman. The third pick already thrown by Sanders. You can see that one coming from a mile away as Bowman broke on the ball.
Well, Billy Bowman has so much range, and the ball skills are off the charts. When he's a part of this defense, they're a little different. You're going to see a corner blitz come off the edge, going to bring the pressure from the boundary, and Spencer Sanders a little late to identify. That ball should be out now. He waits too long. It allows Billy Bowman the opportunity to get over the top and get yet another interception and take away
on the field
for the Sooners defense.
First down,
he throws
Oklahoma
that thing just a second sooner, Tom. It might be a walk-in touchdown.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, Dusty, Oklahoma's doing a remarkable job of not giving him any clean looks. What he thinks he's getting isn't what he's getting post-snap, and I think he's seeing ghosts a little bit. Ball's getting thrown up for grabs.
And Spencer Sanders took a big shot. You could see him on the sideline. He was in some pain.
The College Football Playoff semifinals and the College Football Playoff National Championship on ESPN.
Over the years, this game has always seemed to have college football playoff implications, certainly Big 12 title implications. Neither of those a factor in this one, but still obviously meaningful for so many reasons. As they give the ball to Gray here on first down, he doesn't get anything. Going to bring up second down and 10. A little extracurricular activity as Wanye Morris, the right tackle, gets upended. No flag. Let's take a look at the hit by Stripling on Spencer Sanders. He was in some pain on the Oklahoma State sideline after throwing his third interception.
Well, he's been in pain for a lot of this season, but clearly tonight, as the score is getting the wrong direction, that pain starts to settle in just a little bit more. Give Oklahoma defensively a lot of credit. They've been throwing a lot of different looks at Spencer Sanders. Think he's a little bit confused in exactly what he's getting and what he's seeing. It's been a real struggle here early on in Bedlam.
Gabriel pass too wide to Freeman, fourth down, so a stop there for Oklahoma State. Spencer Sanders, he was like the guy that certainly everybody in Stillwater wanted to be the hero this week after the great quote. We played it for you at the outset of the telecast. It wasn't just us that liked it. When Brent Venables played a highlight tape for his team to get them fired up for Bedlam, it included highlights of previous games and quotes from coaches and players over the years. The first thing was the quote, Spencer Sanders saying, yeah, I'm playing, as he's holding his right arm and his right shoulder's wrapped in ice. That fired up everybody. Just Sanders has not responded on the field as it's pulled in by Brennan Presley after a 48-yard punt. No return. Spencer Sanders going right back to work. We'll see if he can bounce back.
Taco Bell.
Saturday Night Football, presented by Capital One on ABC, is brought to you by Carvana. They'll drive you happy. And Taco Bell. Vote for this month's Live Más student section on the Taco Bell app.
You see that young Mike Gundy there in the shot. That was one of the losses for Oklahoma State. Barry Sanders, a rushing touchdown in that game. They end up losing. They beat Oklahoma last year, the last time they won back-to-back in the series, 2001, 2002. It's been a struggle this season, as you well know, for Oklahoma, ranked top 10 preseason. But right now at 500, they have a 23-game bowl streak on the line. But they lead 28-0, looking to get bowl eligible. Sanders on first down, leaving the pocket, hoists it deep downfield, incomplete. Ethan Downs with pressure on Sanders right in front of the Oklahoma bench.
It's really good effort from the backside. Ethan Downs never quits on the play. Looked like he might have tipped that pass, Dave, as the ball was delivered. Sophomore out of Weatherford, Oklahoma. Completely bought into Brent Venables and this staff and what they're bringing here for the Sooners.
Sanders Has her man wide open. It's caught for a first down by Brennan Presley out to the 42-yard line. So that's a first down there for Oklahoma State. Much needed. Gain of 12 yards.
Good find there in zone coverage on the zone drop, and Brennan Presley finds the open grass, and good throw there by Spencer Sanders.
Almost intercepted again, and that was Laulu. Almost had his second pick.
Ruling on the field is an incomplete pass. Second down.
The intended receiver was Langston Anderson, but Laulu almost had another one.
We've seen a lot of zone drops, man, and they're dropping right where Spencer Sanders' eyes are going. Really good job getting in the throwing lanes by these Oklahoma defensive ends. Big man, Hawaii transfer for almost his second pick of the night.
Sanders, again, good coverage downfield by Oklahoma. Sanders just has to throw it away, and he got hit again. We've seen that a lot. Spencer Sanders trying to create space. Jalen Redmond gets a shot in. And so now it's third down and 10.
It's just coverage down the field was good. Nowhere to go with the football. And Jalen Redmond, who can really run hot at times, probably the best interior pass rusher they have with a nice rush, getting Sanders to the ground. Boy, the Cowboys, they need points. They need to come up with something here on this drive.
Sanders to the air. Laulu coming off the edge. Sanders passes high, but a nice catch made by Rashad Owens, another guy who has not caught a lot of passes this year. That's just his third reception. And it's fourth down. Oklahoma State going to have to punt. Sanders just off. Everything's off tonight.
Throw a little bit high there. He had Owens wide open. And impossible not to respect Spencer Sanders and the toughness he plays with. But here early on this ball game, he has just really struggled in just about every facet of his game.
Logan Ward, we've called his name more than any other Oklahoma State player in the game. He's the punter. That takes a Cowboy leap inside the 10 and all the way down to the 3-yard line. That bounced 12 yards. It hugged that far sideline and ends up being a 49-yard punt. One of the best things to happen for the Pokes in this game.
Well, Dylan Gabriel has been on tonight, and the Sooners have been aggressive attacking this Cowboy State secondary. Slot fade here to Drake Stoops, get the matchup they want. Safety sitting flat-footed, and the great concentration of bringing in. I love the play design here by Jeff Levy. As you're going to see, just a bubble wheel route for Jalil Farouk, wide open on the sidelines, and another touchdown pass for Dylan Gabriel.
He's got 2 passes for touchdowns and a rushing score. And they run it here on first down as they're backed up at their 4-yard line. Mason Cobb in on the tackle on Eric Gray. So loss of 1 on the play at the 3-yard line.
Well, Mason Cobb has had a great season this year. Instinctive, knows for the football, studies tape, really learned a lot from Malcolm Rodriguez whenever he was at Oklahoma State. And this year has been his time, and he's really been a bright spot for Derek Mason, that defense.
Let's see, you talk about the lack of tackling on this team. He's actually been their one mainstay in tackling.
That's right. Yeah.
Gray off the left side gets drilled at the 5-yard line. Big hit by Taylor. Gain of a yard, maybe 2. Now 3rd and long. Oklahoma getting right to the line here, leading 28-0 early second quarter here in Norman. 30-degree night.
I haven't called Brock Martin's name yet tonight. One of the leaders of this defense. Good edge rusher for Oklahoma State. They could use some pressure and a big play here defensively.
He's number 9 coming off the edge there. Gabriel from the end zone throwing incomplete over the head of Stoops. So that's a big stop there for Oklahoma State. It started with a great punt. See what kind of field position they can get here and try to finally get some points. Oklahoma plays at Texas Tech next week. Oklahoma State plays West Virginia in Stillwater next week. And again, with Oklahoma leaving to the SEC here in a few years, not a guarantee with 4 new teams coming to the Big 12 that these 2 teams will play next year.
Some early mock-ups of what a Big 12 schedule could look like next year, and didn't necessarily have Bedlam as a part of it, to your point, Dave.
Presley backing up after a great punt, fields it inside his 40, in trouble, but he does make the first man miss. And Presley up to the 45-yard line, tracked down by Woody Washington. 55-yard punt, though, from deep in his own end for Michael Turk. Kick off your Sunday with NFL Countdown, 10 a.m. Eastern. Matt Hasselbeck with All Access, Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. And then Monday Night Football from Mexico City. The 49ers starting to get whole again. They face the Cardinals, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, ESPN Deportes, and the ESPN app. Our coverage starts Monday Night Countdown at 6.
Hey, I know a guy who's going to be at that game in Mexico City. What's his name? Is it? What is it? I think it's Cash? No, Pash. Dave Pash will be on the call for the Cardinals.
Here's DeAndre Jackson. Cross midfield of the 49. I was actually at the first ever NFL game played in Mexico City. 49ers Cardinals back in 2005. They love the NFL down there. The place will be rocking, the whole city. In expectation of
Kyler Murray be playing. Can you give us a little insight on that?
Don't know. He and Colt McCoy both banged up last week. 2nd and 4. And broken play. Sanders just takes off. And it actually works out well for OSU. He gets the first down to the 44-yard line. DeAndre Jackson went one way. Spencer Sanders went the other way. And it's a first down.
Yeah, just, again, miscommunication, running back, quarterback. We've seen that in a couple different facets of this Cowboys offense, but it nets a first down as Oklahoma State crosses midfield and needs to get a touchdown here.
Give it to Nixon, and Nixon drags a defender to the 39-yard line. So it's a gain of 5 on the play.
I thought this would be an area that we'd see Oklahoma State attack Oklahoma. Oklahoma has struggled mightily this year with the run fits, giving up over 200 yards a game. I know Oklahoma State struggled to run it. Now the score getting so skewed, you probably have to pick your spots whenever you're going to run the football. But definitely something Casey Dunn, the offensive coordinator for the Cowboys, wanted to try to get implemented here in this game tonight.
Presley in motion. And here comes a reverse. Braden Johnson got the first down and then tripped up at the 21, ran into his own guy. Bryson Green, still a pickup of 18 for Johnson.
Well, it's really good play design here. Just a reverse to Braden Johnson. You see his speed in the open field. Nice cut as he cuts up. On the edge outside, Caleb Etienne. He ragdolls Key Lawrence, the safety, into the ground. One of the only explosive plays we've seen here early on for this Cowboys offense. This play call there by Casey Dunn, and it works.
And Etienne, a first-year starter, lost 50 pounds to get down to 325 just to play. Sanders sees a lot of room in front of him, so he slides. He started that at the 18, so pickup of 4 for Oklahoma State, trying to get win number 8 on the season, but obviously going to have to score on just about every possession the rest of the way, and probably can't give up any more points.
That's smart there. 3-man rush, zone coverage. Big hole opens up on the offensive line, and Sanders gets a nice pickup.
Deepest they've been into Oklahoma territory. Good blocking downfield by Braden Johnson as John Paul Richardson had some room to run, picked up 8 yards. It'll be 2nd down and short. Obviously the best drive of the day by the Cowboys. Let's see if they can get in the end zone. It is a first down, so it'll be 1st and goal from the 10.
You referenced it. Braden Johnson, nice job helping John Paul Richardson get just enough to move the chains and get here inside the 10-yard line. John Paul Richardson, man, he's just so reliable. Kind of reminds me of Dylan Stoner, an old Cowboy that played here years ago.
1st and goal for Oklahoma State. And here's a jet sweep. Looking to throw is Richardson, and he just throws it into the crowd incomplete. So a couple of trick plays on this drive. The first one got Oklahoma. That one did not.
What's really well done here by Woody Washington. He's not taking the bait. You see Braden Johnson corner the end zone, and Woody Washington in that zone coverage continues to get depth right there where he needs to be. That's a smart play, though, by John Paul Richardson.
Intentional grounding, number 17. Offense. That penalty will be enforced at the spot of the foul. Loss of down. 2nd down.
So intentional grounding on Richardson. He's not the quarterback.
quarterback's the only one that's able to get outside the tackle box and throw it away. So,
but I still thought though,
he's in the vicinity of the receiver. Yeah, I don't like that call.
Huge penalty. Yeah. Second down and goal now from the 20. Sanders moving to his right. Everybody covered, and Sanders down at the 22. Another negative play. Loss of 3. Ethan Downs back there for OU, and now it's 3rd and goal on the 23-yard line.
Well, Ethan Downs been very active here tonight. Really good job coming to balance and making Spencer Sanders make a decision and nowhere to go down the football field. It will look like by far the most promising drive. You're now 3rd and goal from the 23-yard line.
Can't take a sack here, Dusty. You've got to get points here.
You haven't seen Bryson Green be involved much.
Off the edge pressure, it's picked up. Sanders pass is caught inside the 10-yard line and down to the 6. Rashad Owens, what do you do? 4th and goal from the 6-yard line. Do you take the points? Or knowing that your defense hasn't been able to stop Oklahoma, you're going for a touchdown?
I think you got to go for a touchdown. You're down 28-0. And that's not what Mike Gundy's going to do. He's going to take the points. 4.5 minutes ticking down left in this first half.
But it's still the first half. A lot of time. You never know what can happen. At least get something on the board.
Yes. They get the ball coming out of 3rd.
They do get the ball coming back. Man.
So Tanner Brown, who's missed just 1 field goal all year. He's 17 of 18. And finally, the Cowboys get some points. Still down 25. But at least they're on the board with 3:56 to go in the first half.
Just minutes away. Boger, McFarland, Kevin Nagant here. Some call this weekend statement Saturday. What statements are we seeing right now?
Teams looking ahead. Tennessee down, USC down, North Carolina lost. Better get focused on your business at hand right now.
Ohio State surviving, Michigan surviving, TCU surviving. The highlights, a lot of them, pretty good ones. Back to you, Dave.
Yeah, wild day with early teams surviving, and now at night you got a lot of teams down that are highly ranked. Try to come back. Here's Billy Bowman getting a chance at some kick returns, and he throws it the length of the field to Mims, who's got some room past the 30. Mims past the 40, and finally out of bounds at the 44-yard line.
Wow, how about this creativity and imagination? Pulling all out tonight. Billy Bowman, who is an excellent return man, and apparently can play quarterback if he needs to, throws it all the way across the field to a wide open Mims, well blocked on the side. Was that the old Tennessee Titans play from way back in the day? Was that the Nashville Music City Miracle? Yeah, there it is.
Against the Buffalo Bills. Look at the difference in the offense, although you couldn't get... Yeah, at some point you knew they'd have to come down to earth after that incredible first quarter, as there's a drop at midfield. Jaleel Farouk, who had a touchdown catch in the opening quarter, put that one on the ground. Now a late flag comes in. We got some jawing and pushing and shoving going on. Nathan Latu for Oklahoma State getting into it with Chris Murray. Latu going to get taken out of the game. He just got an incompletion, got him in 2nd 10, little momentum. Last thing you want to do is give him a free 15 yards.
After the play is over, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 92, defense, 15-yard penalty for the previous spot, automatic first down. That is number 92's first unsportsmanlike conduct foul of the game.
Well, we've seen some pushing and shoving, and look, it's bedlam. There's no love lost.
But they missed that.
I mean, come on, that's... Yeah, I mean, you know what?
Wanye Morris with the hit.
That's a bad call.
Yeah.
That should be on Wanye Morris. That's ridiculous for him to hit Cobb, and then that didn't warrant a flag. That's a miss by the official.
Oh, almost picked off on a pass toward the sideline by Colin Oliver. Oklahoma State does have a turnover, but the takeaway happened inside their own 5. They couldn't do anything with it.
Colin Oliver needs to have a bigger impact on this game. He is an elite edge rusher. That's the first time we've called his name.
Eric Gray gets the carry, stiff arms a defender, then wrapped up and thrown down at the 39. So it's a gain of a couple. Tackle made by Jason Taylor. It'll be 3rd down and 8. 3.5 minutes to go. Oklahoma State will get the ball to start the second half. Trying to get a stop here and get the ball back for the offense. 3rd down and 8. A run Gray again. Nice move, but they got enough of him. Jason Taylor got a piece of him, knocked him down. Oklahoma's going to go for it. They're going right to the line here on 4th down and 4.
Well, that's a really good tackle there by Mason Cobb. He had a lot of open grass there. Gray out in front off the counter. Good tackle. And as you said, no doubt, Oklahoma pedal to the metal.
That Stoops in motion. Gabriel to throw. Looking. And dumps it off across the middle to Mims. Good tackle, though, made that time. Right at the line to gain the 31. It was Jabbar Muhammad on the takedown. He got the first down. And Oklahoma going right back to work here. After they moved the chains with 2:45 to go. Now they're going to whistle it dead and take a look at this upstairs. Every play already reviewed.
Snap. Previous play is under further review.
So they'll review this further to see if Mims indeed got the first down. That was the ruling on the field. But Oklahoma was clearly trying to keep it out of the hands of the replay official by getting up there and snapping the ball.
And that's part of their offense anyway, but yes, why give them any time to take a second look at it? It was very close. No pressure at all on Dylan Gabriel. He had all day to throw this football. It's pretty good coverage down the field. See Jabbar Muhammad running with Marvin Mims. Oh, he's short.
Yeah.
He's clearly short. That's a great play by Jabbar Muhammad. Man-to-man coverage. As you saw, a little mesh action coming, and Muhammad slides underneath that, stays right in the hip pocket of Mims. And this is, I would imagine, this is getting overturned, and Oklahoma State's going to get the football back.
Dusty, you know, you talk about that pressure, and Colin Oliver for Oklahoma State needs to be more involved. You know, again, Dylan Gabriel just gets rid of the ball so quickly, and then when he is holding on to it, there's no pressure from the Cowboys front. They've got to come up with some ways of getting in his face when he's holding on to the ball, which is very rarely tonight.
So if Oklahoma State does get possession here, they have all their timeouts. 2:42 remaining. Chance to get something before halftime, and again, they get the ball to start the second half.
After review, the runner is short of the line to gain. It'll be Oklahoma State's ball at the 32-yard line, 1st down.
So a turnover on downs. You understand why Brent Venables went for it there. Oklahoma State has a little momentum now. Can they put together a drive and get some more points here before halftime?
Would be huge, Dave. I mean, absolutely huge. Big stop there by the Cowboys defense, and they can get more points on the board regardless at this point. The field goal, still a 4-possession game, 4-score game, but any points now drops it to a 3-possession game, plus you get possession coming out of half and a lot of momentum going into the locker room.
Sanders to throw on 1st down, pressure in his face, deep ball, intercepted again by Billy Bowman. Already 3 picks thrown by Spencer Sanders and several others that almost were intercepted by Oklahoma defenders. Bowman should have had that one.
Hey, should have had that one. John Paul Richardson looking inside, the ball's thrown outside. Quarterback receiver on 2 different pages, and yet almost another Spencer Sanders turnover.
Sanders had a little trouble with a snap there. Has some green in front of him, though, taking off here, bouncing off of a defender to the 41-yard line. Key Lawrence with that hit. So it's a gain of 8, 3rd down and short coming up here. As we near 2 minutes remaining in the first half.
You notice no slide there for Spencer Sanders, recognizing need to get first downs, lowers his shoulder and gets a couple extra yards. Oklahoma playing that 3-safety look now. They're a hybrid defense. They go 4-man, they go 3-man, 3-safety look. They throw a lot of defense at you.
2 for 9 on 3rd down. Here's 3rd and 2. Dragged down short of the line to gain. Maybe not even back to the line of scrimmage. David Agwebu with the tackle in Oklahoma State. 4th down and about 3.
I think he's going to punt it at this point. Want to give Oklahoma a short field here before halftime. You mentioned, man, David Agwebu, outstanding job scraping over the top of that and getting that tackle right at the line of scrimmage. Oklahoma, after a big Oklahoma State stop, Oklahoma matches that with a stop of their own.
Logan Ward, another punt for Oklahoma State. High in the air. And fair caught around the 20-yard line by Mims. Dave Pasch, Dusty Dvorak up in the booth, Tom Luganville down on the field. So, Dusty, you live in Norman. You were one of the great players on defense in Oklahoma history. A lot of Oklahoma fans are looking at you right now saying, Dusty, where's this been? Where's this offense been all season?
Well, I think that Oklahoma's looking at this and wondering, where's this been? I know talking with Jeff Lebby this week, he thought this is what they're capable of, but they've been inconsistent throughout the course of the season. And really, it's the chunk plays in the pass game haven't been there. They've been there so far here tonight. Then also defensively. It's Oklahoma defense flying around, making plays, and really putting together, at least in the first half, it's a 4-quarter game, putting together as good a performance as we've seen by them all season.
Just over a minute to go. 25-point lead. Here at the end of the first half, Gabriel to Gray, out in the flat. Gray past the 25 and dragged down. Mark him out at the 29-yard line, so a gain of 8.
He's so good getting him on the perimeter in space. Excellent pass catcher out of the backfield. Talked a lot about what he brings in the run game. Real weapon for this offense.
Play fake. Gabriel to the sideline, wide open. Is Willis on the catch and out of bounds at the 41. 58 seconds to go in the half.
It's a good route here by Braden Willis, and Jason Taylor's a little confused. Eyes in the backfield on the quarterback. He lost Willis in coverage, and an easy pitch and catch for Dillon Gabriel.
Gabriel going to work again. Great protection. Dumps it off to Marcus Major, and he gets face planted by Mason Cobb. Little extracurricular activity post whistle, but no flags. Wasn't much there anyway. Gain of a couple. Timeout called here by Oklahoma. Let's take a look at this week's college football playoff rankings brought to you by Chick-fil-A. The top 4 will not change. But what about number 5 if Tennessee loses? Number 7. USC losing. Utah, Oregon starts in a little bit over on ESPN. North Carolina, which a lot of people thought wasn't properly ranked, should have been higher. Well, that goes away with the loss at home to Georgia Tech. Clemson hammered Miami today.
Crazy day of college football. It looked like 3 and 4 were going down earlier today. Incredible comeback there by TCU in the walk-off field goal. Michigan's kind of same thing. Illinois really took the fight to them. And you hope Blake Corum's going to be okay. He had to leave that game. Michigan still finds a way to win. And, you know, one of the things I think really, we look at the schedule each week. We start WWW, we start talking playoffs. This weekend was a good reminder. You can't just start chalking up W's. And man, it's just survive and advance at this stage of the game, Tom.
It is. And Dusty, it's crazy for those who watched the Illinois-Michigan game and the TCU-Baylor game. They ended virtually identically in terms of how the game came to an end and what those two teams had to do to overcome. It was an unbelievable day.
Gabriel's pass is caught, upended. Is Stoops. Good hit by Muhammad. Inbound, so the clock is running. And Oklahoma still has 2 timeouts, electing not to use one of them here. 3rd down and 2 at the 49. And they're going to run the ball, and they get the first down and more. Barnes past the 40. And out of bounds, stopping the clock at the 29-yard line. 29 seconds to go.
Boy, working on that left side again, just an outside zone. Anton Harrison, 71, McCade Matoyer, and the center, Robert Conjul. A lot of running room for the true freshman, Javante Barnes.
Gabriel to the sideline again, this time off the mark, going for Willis. 25 seconds, make that 24. Remaining here in the half, Oklahoma leading 28-3. Sooners have lost 2 in a row coming in. Baylor and West Virginia had some blowout losses this year. The 3rd Bedlam with Oklahoma unranked since 2000. They won the other 2. And a big lead here over 22nd ranked Oklahoma State towards the latter stages of the first half. And each team has 1 more game remaining next week in conference play.
Colin Oliver, Brock Martin on the field together. This is their pass rush sub package.
They're going to have to burn a timeout. They didn't want to have to do that pre-snap.
30 seconds in length.
Take a look at the 4 touchdowns scored in the first quarter by the Oklahoma Sooners. We haven't seen any here in the second quarter, but man, they came out on fire early in this game. Excellent read by Dillon Gabriel as he likes to keep it. See them taking their shots down the field to a wide open, well-play design to Jalil Farouk. Eric Gray gets in on the action. And this is just a great touch pass, perfectly placed to Drake Stoops in the corner of the end zone. This offense, boy, it was on fire to start this game in the first quarter, Dave.
And how about for Drake Stoops having arguably the best half of his career, doing it on senior night with his dad Bob here. Mom Carol walking him out for senior night.
Special.
Festivities pregame.
Special. I remember when him and his brother Isaac were in diapers running around playing on the equipment while we were practicing. It's been awesome to watch that young man mature into a heck of a football player.
2nd down and 10. Gabriel on the move here. Going to the end zone. Got a man, but he overthrew Farouk. There was some good coverage by Corey Black. So now you got 18 seconds to go. 3rd down and 10.
A really good job there by Corey Black. Step for step with Jalil Farouk. Nowhere else really for Dillon to go with the football. It's a crucial 18 seconds here. Cannot allow Oklahoma to tack 7 more points on the board.
No, Dusty, you're looking at Farouk there on the outside. He's caught the touchdown today. He was a running back in high school, and they've done a bunch to get the ball in his hands, but primarily behind the line of scrimmage. They've really started to stretch the field with him now.
Absolutely. And that's the next evolution for him as a player, downfield route running and catching the ball.
Yep.
Gabriel on 3rd and 10. Pass over the middle behind, and then on the redirection, it's picked off by Jason Taylor, his 5th of the season. And tackled with 10 seconds remaining by Mims. So the second takeaway for Oklahoma State. Pass a little behind Stoops.
And that was a miss there by Dillon Gabriel. Ball in the back hip, and Drake Stoops bounces up. And by no surprise, Jason Taylor just always seems to be in the right spot at the right time for this Oklahoma State defense. Right over the middle, little crossing route. He had Stoops behind him. That ball just bounces perfectly for Jason Taylor, and you can breathe a sigh of relief going into halftime. If you're Mike Gundy in Oklahoma State, then it's only a 25-point deficit.
But as we touched on at the start of the telecast, the Oklahoma coach is saying this week, we need Dillon Gabriel to win us a game. It's something he had not done like some of the previous guys that were always in the Heisman conversation. But what a first half for Gabriel. The Capital One halftime report is coming up with Oklahoma leading 28-3. And it's right after these messages and a word from our ABC stations.
Time performance. Book, who you got?
Kevin, I'm going with Texas running back Bijan Robinson, 25 carries, 243 yards, 4 total touchdowns.
Welcome back to Saturday Night Football presented by Capital One. From Norman, Oklahoma, you're watching the Big 12 on ESPN. The Sooners trying to get bowl eligible, lead it 28-3 over Oklahoma State. Another edition of Bedlam with Dave Pasch, Dusty Dvorak, Tom Luginbill down on the field. And we could talk a lot about Oklahoma's offense, and we should. Dillon Gabriel and the offense great in that first half. Well, let's give some love to that Sooner defense as we look at our fighting spirit moment, brought to you by Modelo.
It's a defense that struggled for a lot of the season, but tonight, a ton of success. And we're seeing a lot of different looks, a lot of zone pressure. Stutzman off of one side, dropped the defensive end off the other, and it's great tight coverage from Woody Washington and the dropping defensive end right there to make a play. Also, seeing some more pressure coming off the edge. Bring the corner, safety over the top, quarterback's lane, and Billy Bowman, this defense, able to make Spencer Sanders pay. The Sooner defense, 5 tackles for loss, 3 interceptions, 5 quarterback hurries. They forced 3 3-and-outs. They'd only had 6 in all the last 3 games. And, you know, some of it's on Oklahoma State. They couldn't find a rhythm. Spencer Sanders seems a little bit off, not on the same page with his receivers. But you got to give this Sooner defense a lot of credit. They've taken a lot of heat throughout the course of the season, at least through one half. In this Bedlam, they showed up, and they played about as good as we've seen all season.
23 straight winning seasons, 23 consecutive bowl appearances. Those are on the line for Oklahoma. Meanwhile, Oklahoma State will get the ball to start the second half. This will be a touchback. We'll come out to the 25. And see if Spencer Sanders with 5 interceptions coming in and 3 in this game. See if he can bounce back as we check in with Tom Luganville down on the field.
Well, Dave, Mike Gundy, Oklahoma State head coach, very blunt about the first half production. They got stoned out of the gate, self-inflicted wounds, cannot run the football, so all of the pressure is on Spencer Sanders, and he's just not seeing the field. They're out of sync with their receivers. They're not on the same page, and it's one of those deals where it didn't feel like they got a lot of answers right now. So they got to come out and sustain this opening drive and have some positive momentum and some confidence to come out of the locker room.
Haven't seen Dominic Richardson at running back at all. It's been a lot of Jaden Nixon and Ollie Gordon. Going to be a pass play. Sanders a low throw to Presley. And that's exactly what we're talking about. They're going to say caught it, but it's better off if he would have just dropped the ball because he loses a couple yards on another throw that's just off.
This kind of illustrates what the night's been like so far for Spencer Sanders. You kind of want to see him be able to come back, put that first half behind him, and get off to a good start. That first pass down in the dirt.
2nd and 11. Sanders will keep it. Not a lot of room, but he's able to bounce forward out to the 29. Ethan Downs with a tackle. Sanders not 100%, but he did practice this week. He's not been practicing. Tom led the telecast reporting really for the last month or so, early in the week especially. Came back onto the field after not starting last week to lead a come-from-behind win against Iowa State. Can he do it again here tonight? In trouble, though. Gets rid of the ball as he's about to be sacked. The pass incomplete. Danny Stutzman in his face. The officials talking about whether it should be grounding or not. Regardless, it's 4th down.
Well, it's really good coverage. They faked the screen, and they wanted to try to work on Woody Washington.
The quarterback was outside the pocket.
Excellent coverage by him. And Sanders tries to go to his next look, and by the time he does, it's Danny Stutzman off the edge, creating the pressure and getting the hit on the quarterback. Second half starts very similar to the way that first half went. And Oklahoma with another 3 and out on the evening.
I'm not sure he got outside the tackle box because there were no receivers in the area. Again, it would have been 4th down anyway as Mims pulls in the punt at the 25-yard line, a 46-yard punt. But Oklahoma State would have been punting from its end zone if they had thrown that grounding penalty. So Dillon Gabriel is counted for 3 touchdowns for the Sooners so far in this game. Think over the years of guys like Baker Mayfield and Kyler Murray, Jalen Hurts, and Caleb Williams, the last 4 quarterbacks to play in this game, and the numbers they put up over the course of the season. And it hasn't been that type of year for Gabriel, but he had maybe his best half as a Sooner in the first half tonight. Empty set on 1st down with Gray leaving the backfield in motion. And on a design quarterback run, Gabriel finds some room. 1st down as he lowers the shoulder on the DB, Jason Taylor. Gain of 13.
Well, they empty it out. It's going to be a quarterback draw. And Xavier Benson on the pressure. He comes scot-free. And a nice job avoiding by Gabriel and a good pickup.
Here's Eric Gray trying to get the edge. Turns it back and gets dumped by Walter Scheid and Benson after a gain of about 4.
Nice job on the right side of the offense. This offensive line's really come together this year. Bill Bedenbaugh, the offensive line coach, one of the best in the business.
Pass was off the mark as Gabriel had a little trouble with the snap. Farouk probably still should have caught it. That's 2 drops for him. And a big 3rd down here for Oklahoma now.
Hits him right in the hands. Doesn't look it all the way in, but talking about Eric Gray, a 1,000-yard rusher. Oklahoma's had 11 1,000-yard rushers since 2014. Next close in the country is 8. It's incredible what we continue to see from this Oklahoma ground game over the last several years.
Right, we talk about all the great quarterbacks, but how about all the great running backs over the years? As Gabriel throws downfield, and making the catch is Mims for a 1st down. Boy, what a play. Dillon Gabriel escaping the pocket. Looked like he might be just throwing that one away. Gain of 19, but there is a penalty marker down. It might come back.
Holding number 71. Offense, 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Still 3rd down.
Anton Harrison. It's been pretty much a clean game in terms of penalties for both teams, but Harrison with a costly hold.
When Anton Harrison, the best of these Oklahoma offensive linemen, he's had an excellent season. so far, working on Colin Oliver. Didn't really see much of a hold there. Didn't see exactly what drew the flag, but fortunate for Oklahoma State to back Oklahoma up.
3rd down and 15 instead of 1st down inside the 40 of Oklahoma State. 2 minutes into the 3rd quarter, OU leading 28-3, and that pass knocked down. It was intended for Theo Weiss and Corey Black. Broke it up. Now it's 4th down, and Oklahoma will punt.
Boy, they dialed up the pressure here. Man-to-man coverage, middle of the field is open. Excellent job getting the hand in there by Corey Black on the outside, working one-on-one with Theo Weiss. Gets the pass breakup and forces the punt.
Surprised they didn't push the ball downfield a little bit there, Dusty. Nobody in the middle of the field.
It wasn't. You're exactly right, Tom.
No points for Oklahoma since the 1st quarter. All 28 came in that opening quarter. Turk again smokes it, and it dies at the 1-yard line. Touched at the 4. Boy, that's as good as it gets. Off one hop, it lands at the 1 and checks up. 66-yard punt by Michael Turk, who is a 2-time first-team All-Pac-12 punter at Arizona State. He transferred a year ago. He's leading the Big 12 in punting, and he pins the Cowboys deep.
Over the middle, and hey, that rookie corner.
Tuesday, we'll have the exclusive reveal of the next college football playoff top 25 rankings, 7 Eastern on ESPN and the app. Be interesting. The top 4 is going to stay the same. The question is, do any of those teams move at all? Do you see TCU or Michigan moving up? Probably not, but we'll see on Tuesday night. As Sanders' pass is almost intercepted again by C.J. Coldon, who's got a pick already in the game, and 3 interceptions by Sanders. There's been at least 4 others that should have been picked.
And you're going to see Braden Johnson. Looks like he kind of slips out of his break as he's coming back to the football. An excellent break on the ball by C.J. Coldon, almost his 2nd interception of the night. How many times have we said almost an intercepted Spencer Sanders pass?
Coldon, a 2-year starter at Wyoming. Jaden Davis banged up for Oklahoma, so Coldon getting a lot of reps tonight. Oklahoma State runs the ball here with Ollie Gordon, the true freshman. That's a good gain there, pickup of 6. Oklahoma State in this position because of a 66-yard punt by Turk, his 6th 60-yard punt of the season for Oklahoma.
A little check on that. Looked like your wedge game, Mr. Pash. That was extremely impressive.
You haven't seen my wedge game lately.
You got the shanks?
There is no wedge game.
You got the shanks? With Spencer Sanders, he's come up with a 1st down. I'd like to see him something, get him outside the pocket, get him moving with a run-pass option.
On 3rd down and 4 from the pocket, though. Pressure at his feet, and he completes it out past the 25 and a broken tackle. Braden Johnson still going past midfield, stiff-arming, and ripped down at the 43-yard line. Big play for Oklahoma State. Gain of almost 50.
Well, it's a huge play, and Oklahoma brings pressure. He stands in that pocket, people at his feet, backing away, and a strike to Braden Johnson, and you see the speed in the open field, flipping the field for Oklahoma State. But that big gain to Braden Johnson, huge, huge play here for the Cowboys.
Woody Washington with a touchdown-saving tackle. Oklahoma State in Oklahoma territory. Early 3rd quarter. Sanders back to throw. Moves to his right and puts it downfield complete. John Paul Richardson shoved out of bounds by Bowman at the 25. That's 18 more yards.
Boy, this is an excellent job. You're going to see just a 3-man rush. Nice job stepping up and working to the right by Spencer Sanders. And an absolute dime delivered to John Paul Richardson in stride before he gets hit out of bounds.
Injured Oklahoma player is Jalen Redmond, one of their top defensive linemen. They're looking back at midfield at Redmond. So we'll step away for a moment. Saturday Night Football is presented by Capital One. Billy Sims, who won the Heisman Trophy back in 1978. Let's take a look at our Nissan Heisman Watch. So C.J. Stroud, 241 passing yards. Boy, Hendon Hooker, even though the 3 touchdown passes, they're losing that game today. Drake May took a hit with the loss at home to Georgia Tech. Blake Corum might be in the driver's seat. And, of course, Michigan, Ohio State in Columbus next weekend.
Boy, it was apparent without him in the game. That's a different Michigan football team. But, boy, Caleb Williams going right now. 300 yards in the first half. Sooner fans know just how talented that young man is. And as good as he was last year, he is much better here in his second season there at USC.
Yeah, and if they can somehow come back and beat UCLA, obviously that would be huge for his cause. Ollie Gordon up the middle, grabbed and downed after a gain of 2 at the 23-yard line. So second down and 8, early third. It was 28-0 after 1. And nothing offensively for Oklahoma since. Oklahoma State starting to settle into this game. But is it too late? Down 4 possessions. And on a jet sweep, that's a pass play, though. That was a forward pass, it appeared. Braden Johnson, and now they're saying incomplete. Yep, that was a forward pass on those jet sweeps. It was not a handoff, it was a little touch pass. So it'll be third down.
When he had speed coming to the field, looked like he had some grass out in front. It just kind of, it's what we've seen from Oklahoma State all night, just off a little bit. That one's on Braden Johnson, hits him in the hands. I like the call by Casey Dunn. You got to execute what's called. Now Oklahoma State third and long situation.
Kind of a weird reaction from Johnson, almost like he didn't know he was getting the ball.
Yeah, he almost ducked away from it.
Interesting.
So 4-down territory, you would think. 3rd and 8. They're 3 for 12 on 3rd down.
Showing pressure.
And here they come. Sanders goes to the right spot. It's caught, but short of the line to gain. Presley down at the 17. 4th and 2 coming up, but Oklahoma State going for it.
They dialed it up, man-to-man coverage. And it's a nice adjustment there by Brennan Presley to bring that pass in. I think you got to go for it here, fellas.
No question, with down 25 points. Again, you don't know how many more possessions you're going to have. The way this game has slowed down since that first quarter.
They're going big personnel, heavy package, multiple tight ends in the game. Cassidy comes in, as well as Owens.
4th down and 2. Sanders with a quick throw, and it's caught at the 15-yard line, but is it enough? Braden Johnson tackled right at the 15.
This is right at the sticks.
I think he's short based on live seeing it.
Where's the spot? I haven't seen the football yet. Bodies all around it.
It looks short. It's just shy of the 15.
You got to push that route up to the sticks, right, Tom? I mean, got to push that route. The pass has to be able to be there.
Yeah.
It's right at it. Let's take a look and see if Braden Johnson.
It was well designed, Dusty. He just didn't take it downfield far enough.
It's right at that yellow line, guys. I
wonder, too, did he even catch the ball? Did you see how it started to move and then we kind of lost him? You couldn't see the ball at that point?
Good tight coverage there by C.J. Colton. Good job by Braden Johnson to make that catch. Well, this is going to be close.
The ball, the placement of the spot actually looked like the ball was further towards the 15, but it's a turnover on downs. They might review this further upstairs.
Looking at it now, the yellow line, as we know, is not official. But it looked like where he caught that pass and as he came down was exactly where the yellow line was. So the yellow line is a little in front of the actual 15.
And you saw the ball kind of move to the right a little bit. Watch here as he secures it, and then as he's going down, it kind of moved to the right. But I think it's really hard to overturn that spot.
I totally agree with you. Not a clean look at it, and Coach Venables likes what he sees with a big 4th down stop.
Play action for Gabriel, setting up, in trouble, and now throws it away. And Farouk in the area. So again, Walter Scheid in there, able to get a little pressure. 2nd down and 10.
Was Mason Cobb on a blitz? Good power, walking the running back into Dylan Gabriel, forcing him to flush. Walter Scheid gets there, as you mentioned, and Oklahoma State defensively is playing much better since that first quarter.
Good cutback by Barnes, got the 1st down and dives. to the 30-yard line, so gain of about 15, first down for OU.
Boy, it's excellent patience here by the freshman Javante Barnes, allowing the blocks to set up in the holes there, and you see the burst through the hole. Really well done by Chris Murray, pulling around, getting the key block.
Play action, Gabriel's pass on target. Stoops, and now they're saying no, he did not pull it in, so it'll be second down and 10. That's just interesting watching Dylan Gabriel, the confidence with which he's playing with. He played in some big games at UCF, was hurt, missed most of last year, but a 3-year starter for the Knights. And been a struggle. He's battled injury this year, didn't play against Texas after getting hurt early against TCU. But he's had his best game of the season. Here's a pitch to Javante Barnes. And he gets clocked at the 33. Gain of 4. Tackle by Daniels. Third down coming up.
It's a nice job by Daniels coming down from that safety position to make that hit, make that play. The Cowboy down on the field. Kind of been the story of the season. Colin Clay down. This Cowboys football team's just been marred by injuries all season long. We'll be back with you in a minute with an update on Clay.
On a confrontation.
Rivalry game here with Bedlam on Thanksgiving. Got a bunch of games over the weekend. Black Friday, ABC, Florida State. And then Saturday night, Notre Dame in the Coliseum to face USC. Both of those games start 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific, ABC, and the ESPN app. Notre Dame looks like a much different team.
Yes,
in October, November.
Playing great football right now. It's going to be a great matchup on Saturday night.
Temperature around 30 degrees here in Norman as Gabriel gets rid of it with pressure in his face. Mason Cobb was in there. Colin Clay got helped off for Oklahoma State. It's fourth down. Wanye Morris, the right tackle, is down for Oklahoma.
And Mason Cobb, man, he's been all over the field tonight. Nice job. The delayed blitz comes clean, gets through. You also see Colin Oliver working off the edge. Nice rush there by Oklahoma State to get off the field.
So again, Wanye Morris, right tackle, banged up. Meanwhile, Oklahoma getting away a little bit from what it did in the first quarter, running the ball with Eric Gray.
I'm a little surprised we haven't seen him get the football more. Coming off a performance, he had 211 in Morgantown, and his ability to make guys miss and the yards after contact, big chunk, 38-yard run earlier in this ball game. And it's not just handing him the football, so good as a receiver as well, and making people miss out in space is really when he's at his best. 98 total yards here tonight for Eric Gray, who has just put together a monster season for this Sooners offense.
6th in the country in yards per carry at just under 7 per game. But it's fourth down. Oklahoma is going to have to punt the ball to Oklahoma State. So all the points were scored in this first quarter. Certainly for Oklahoma, the 3 for Oklahoma State came at the end of the first half. For the Cowboys to have any chance at coming back in this game, what has to happen here?
Their offense has to be more efficient. I mean, they got to be on the same page. We've just seen this offense from the very beginning just be out of sync, out of rhythm. They got to find a rhythm and get something going. I thought when they converted on that big third down, backed up from their own end, the completion of Braden Johnson, maybe they found something, but then they sputter here once again. So I just think as much as anything, find a rhythm, get a little confidence going, and find a way to get in the end zone, because it's clearly something that has plagued this team all night.
Because again, how many possessions at this point? You got a quarter and a half to go. You know, you get maybe 5 possessions, maybe, and you're down 25 points. But it was the defense in the first quarter that let them down. They got torched as Oklahoma had 299 yards of offense in the first quarter.
It could be less possessions than that, guys, if Oklahoma would run the football.
All right, yeah, exactly.
Oklahoma's time of possession tonight, 13 minutes and 36 seconds. They have not had the ball much at all throughout the course of this ball game.
Oklahoma 127th in the country in time of possession coming in. Brendan Presley is deep. And again, Turk absolutely drills this one. Will it check up again? Not this time. 67-yard punt. Wow. But 47 net. It's his longest punt of the season. He just had a 66-yarder last time that stuck at the 4-yard line.
He's a fantastic punter. That looks more like your wedge game. That's what you were describing. How about an Iowa State over this year? He had an 85-yard punt, and my apologies to Texas this year, 85-yard punt. I mean, that's kind of difficult to even comprehend a punt of that magnitude.
All right, so Spencer Sanders, you see the numbers. They haven't really been able to get him going in the run game. He has 3 picks on the night, but again, to have any chance, I'm going to have to drive the team down and score. He drove him down last time. They just couldn't punch it in. They run Jaden Nixon. We have not seen Dominic Richardson, their leading rusher, at all in this game. Don't know if it's injury related or disciplinary, but Richardson has not played. We haven't seen him.
Yeah, and he's their physical runner. He's been a bell cow throughout the course of this season. Really the workhorse for this offense. He's can hit it downhill. He struggles to make people miss, but nowhere to be found here tonight. Similar to this Oklahoma State rushing attack. It's been held in check by the Sooners front.
Yards per carry, the worst ever under Gundy. That pass knocked away, incomplete. C.J. Colden again stepping in front of that pass intended for Jaden Bray, so it's 3rd and 8.
And again, it's just Spencer Sanders being a little bit off. This pass behind Jaden Bray, put that out in front, let him run after the catch. That he's got the coverage beat in man-to-man, and just another misfire by Spencer Sanders. I applaud the toughness, the grit, just for being out here playing this game. I know he's playing through a lot, but man, he has been severely off throughout the course of this evening.
It might be the worst game he's played this season. Still some time for him, but it's been a struggle. 3rd and 8, steps hip here. He's got some room, and he makes a man miss and gets the first down and slides out to the 35-yard line to keep this drive alive. A gain of 13.
But again, when you're playing against Spencer Sanders or mobile quarterbacks, you really have to constrict that pocket. Lane opens up, and a great job picking it up with his legs there by Spencer Sanders.
Here is a screen to Jaden Nixon. Nixon past the 45, broken tackle, stiff arming down the sideline, and finally shoved out by Bowman at the 37 for a gain of 28.
They're good for 2 or 3 of these a game. Just a simple running back screen into the boundary. Nice job, little hurdle there of Woody Washington. But Jaden Nixon, he's got that burst, he's got that big play capability, and a nice pickup by the redshirt freshman running back.
Hey, look at the total offense in the 3rd quarter. It was similar in the 2nd quarter. Oklahoma State's offense has been better than Oklahoma since the 1st quarter. Nixon out in space. And some hand fighting with Grimes, who gets him out. Well, you knew Mike Gundy's team would adjust, that there would be some sort of adjustment. Gundy, who's now in his 18th season, won a lot of ball games. They made it to the Big 12 title game last year, thanks in part to beating Oklahoma in Stillwater. Clock at 6.5.
Pressure coming.
And no running room for Nixon whatsoever. Jeffrey Johnson in there for the Sooners, along with Isaiah Coe. And so now it's 3rd down and long.
This front really has stepped up here tonight. Nowhere to go with the football. Danny Stutzman also coming in on an inside blitz. Stutzman, well, he's had some unbelievably bright moments this year. Some other moments that he's going to continue to learn from, but it's about as good as this front 7 has played, stopping the run all season long.
It's definitely the most gap sound they've been.
Yeah, Steve, totally agree, Tom. Yeah.
Definitely in 4-down territory. 3rd and 7. That's Bray in motion. And another screen. This worked before, but not this time. Nixon gets dumped, and it was Agwebu in there first. Isaiah Coe cleans him up. They lose a yard on the play. It goes from 3rd and 7 to now 4th and 8 or 9, and Oklahoma State has to go for it.
Well, it's a really nice job. You mentioned Isaiah Coe as a defensive lineman. When you feel that lineman let you go, you got to shut it down, find the football. Big 94 does that, as well as David Agwebu slipping under a block and getting that tackle for loss.
Used to seeing some long hair coming down over that 9 and 4 on the back of the jersey for Oklahoma. The number Dusty wore when he played here for the Sooners. 4th down and 9. Whistle.
Delay a game.
Wow.
Offense, 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
That's on the quarterback. You can't have that. And now Oklahoma State, I think, is going to punt the ball. I just don't know that you're going to have enough possessions, but that's terrible. You can't have that. It's been that kind of night, though, for Oklahoma State. They just didn't look ready to go from jump. Spencer Sanders is fired up on that sideline. He is yelling at one of the coaches right now. Not sure, again, if that was on him. Or if it took a while for the play to get in.
It's what it looked like. It looked like he was wanting to talk to somebody about how long it took the play to get in. Not happy whatsoever. And a terrible mistake in that spot.
Fair catch made by Mims at the 13. Let's go to Kevin in the studio.
Dave, time now for our AT&T countdown to the CFP National Championship. Former Sooner Spencer Rattler is having himself a night. This one, the Jaheim Bell, another touchdown pass. South Carolina continues to give number 5 Tennessee big-time problems. 49-31 Gamecocks. Back to you.
Wow. Things going so well for Tennessee until the last couple weeks.
Who saw that coming?
Nobody. That's the best Spencer Rattler's played all season. Good for him.
Great. Big hit at the 15-yard line by Colin Oliver. So let's watch here. This is Sanders afterwards. I'm not sure if it's directed at anybody in particular, but it looks like there, as he's talking to one of the coaches, something about getting the play in.
It's a fiery dude, man. It's a very emotional game and hasn't gone his way. I can understand the outburst of emotions in that spot.
Gray out to the 18. At this point, the clock's your friend. You got a 25-point lead. Don't know how many more possessions that Oklahoma State's going to get at this rate, so don't give them a quick one by going 3 and out with 3 pass plays.
This is a tough place for Coach Levy, right? A big part of this offense is how quickly they snap it. At this point, you want to start to ice this game away and milk that clock.
Gabriel to the air on 3rd down. Everybody covered. Gabriel on the move to his right. Throws to the sideline. Coming back, but unable to make the catch is Farouk. We've seen him drop the ball a few times now. And so Oklahoma will punt again.
Boy, really nice job by Dillon Gabriel, buying himself time, waiting. Finally, Farouk does a good job working back to the quarterback. He just drops it. Absolutely drops it as he allows that ball to come into his body and can't bring it in. Another miscue and drop there by Jalil Farouk.
But that Turk, so even though he's punting from his 5-yard line, there's a chance this thing will land inside the 30 of Oklahoma State. It's fielded at the 25 by Presley. And Presley has some room, but he's tripped up at the 37-yard line by Washington. Was on the ground and made a play that, who knows, may have saved the touchdown.
That is a huge play by Woody Washington. He was engaged with Ollie Gordon, gets off the block, and I think makes a touchdown potential saving play.
We have 1 versus 2 in women's college basketball tomorrow on ABC with South Carolina facing Stanford. Then on ESPN, men's college basketball, 7:30 Eastern, Kentucky and number 2, Gonzaga. Kentucky falling to Michigan State earlier this week. So Oklahoma State gets the ball back after about a minute, but trails 28-3. Had to punt on the last possession. Sanders forced out of the pocket again. He actually had Ollie Gordon open, but he elected to just throw it away. Not sure that he saw Gordon. 2nd down.
It's good coverage down the field. Oklahoma's done a really nice job taking away Spencer Sanders' initial read. More pressure brought there. But you're right. His check down, his running back, he was open in the flats.
It's the 14th drive of the game for Oklahoma State. So about 5 possessions per quarter. So still, if things continue this way mathematically, still a shot, but running out of time. Nearing 3 minutes to go. 2nd and 10. Sanders with time. Downfield throws complete. Near the 40. Braden Johnson on the grab. Gain of about 20. 1st down.
Well, we've seen a lot of man coverage from Oklahoma. Now it's going to be zone coverage. And on the post, really good find. As Braden Johnson clears the linebackers, Spencer Sanders gets it to his wide receiver.
Sanders throwing to the sideline to Cassidy, who's matched his catch total from the season in this game. 2 tonight. He had 2 coming in. Stutzman on the tackle. 10 yards, another 1st down.
2nd time this quarter we've seen Oklahoma State be able to move the football. Last time they were stopped on 4th down. Can they get in the end zone?
Sanders looking to the left all the way. The receiver didn't break again. It's the second time we've seen that. This time it was Bryson Green. Sanders thought he was going to run down the sideline. That's where the ball went.
It was Jaden Bray early on in the game. Remember, he just shut it down, and Spencer Sanders threw it and it wound up being an interception. This one not intercepted, but again, receiver, quarterback, just not on the same page. He shuts it down for a hitch route, and Sanders thinks he's going to keep going vertically down the field.
Dusty, this is where limited practice time with your guys really starts to come into play.
It's a great point, Tom. It really is, and that's been the issue. Wide receiver, Spencer, as we've talked about here tonight, putting a practice schedule has been tough for Coach Gundy.
On 2nd and 10, pressure coming. Sanders steps up and takes off at the 25. At the 20, Sanders down to about the 12-yard line. He's so dangerous running the ball. He's got 8 rushing touchdowns on the year.
He's like a running back. Watch him slide through this hole here. Wasn't a whole lot there, was tight. But then he starts calling it out down the field, gets a block from Ollie Gordon, and a nice run in the open field here by Spencer Sanders. He's like a running back. When he puts that ball down and he declares to be a runner, he is a dangerous weapon for this Pokes offense.
Boy, a little surprised that they're not going quicker.
Pick it up, yeah.
I mean, especially first down, big play. A lot of times you see him get up there and continue with up-tempo, but they didn't that time. They took about 30 seconds off the clock, and that's a no-gainer there with Gordon getting wrapped up by Coe. In fact, it's a loss on the play of a couple. Anybody wearing 94 knows what this game means, and so Isaiah Coe playing his best.
Well, he's playing well tonight. It's a really good job on the interior of this defensive line. Little movement. He does a nice job with the rip to get up the field and get the TFL.
And a check coming from the sideline, so a lot of time coming off the clock here. They've wasted about a minute and a half here in these first 2 plays. I understand they want to be precise and get in the end zone, but
it's odd because they typically move at such a frenetic pace.
Yeah, Sanders got a fade in the end zone, incomplete. He was going for Bryson Green. Woody Washington in coverage. They're going to throw a flag. They're going to get Washington for interference. Looked like he had the arm of Green. He tried to catch it with one hand, the free hand.
I think it's a left hand. We'll see Woody Washington as he's contacting down the field. Coach Venables not happy with the call.
Pass interference, number 0, defense. That penalty will be placed at the 2-yard line, automatic first down.
They haven't gone to Bryson Green a whole lot. We've seen him go to him a couple times on this series. See Woody Washington working. He's got that left arm. He's got a little bit of a grab.
Yeah.
Not a lot there, but I mean,
I don't know, guys.
Not a lot there. We've been doing games all year, though. I mean, it's very interesting how often pass interference is called.
Looked like both guys were going for the ball there. So you got 2 men in the backfield, and Sanders in trouble, backing up, throws back in the end zone. It's caught for a touchdown by Quentin Stewart. Boy, what a play by Spencer Sanders. That's the first catch of the year for Stewart.
Well, they cash in after the pass interference call. Go big, heavy personnel. Quentin Stewart hasn't had a catch all season, and now he's got a touchdown in Bedlam. 2 tight end set, 3 tight end with Schultz on the other side. I like the patience of Sanders backing away, trying to buy some time, and Quentin Stewart sneaks out wide open, and it's a touchdown for the Cowboys.
7-play, 61-yard drive that took just over 2 minutes. But again, a lot of those seconds came off when they got inside the 15. But it's 28-10. They have to have possession at least 3 more times to have a shot. 1 minute to go in the third. Let's take a look at our Aflac trivia question for tonight. So it's the 113th straight year that Oklahoma and Oklahoma State have met. That's the 2nd longest active streak in FBS. Which series is first?
Great question, Dave.
I mean, I could guess and throw out like 4 or 5.
Number 3 for Oklahoma is now
4 or 5. Well, I mean, you just think about all the, Auburn, Alabama, Michigan, Ohio State.
Michigan. Got to be FBS.
Yes.
I would imagine. Where are you going, Tom?
I was thinking something in the Ivy League, right?
Look at you. Going to the Ivy League.
Well, see, it can't be, though. It's only FBS according to our fearless leader.
Well, I just read the card.
Do you know the answer,
I didn't
Dave?
come up with. I don't know the answer. They used to give us a clue, or they give me the answer on the card, and I could lead you one direction or the other if I wanted to fool you, but did not have that tonight.
It really is such a great game. The state of Oklahoma is an amazing place, filled with amazing people, and they are passionate about their football. They are passionate, whether you're in crimson or whether you're in orange. Man, you love your school and your team. Makes it such a good rivalry.
Here's Farouk. They wanted to make him field that. He's dropped 3 passes tonight. He did. He did not get to the 25. So let's answer the Aflac trivia question.
It's got to be something obscure. I'm going to just throw out Iron Bowl.
That's what I was going to say. Auburn, Alabama.
Can't be right. No way.
All right, guys, go ahead, roll it.
Edge of my seat here. We're good here.
Minnesota, Wisconsin.
Would not have got that.
I should know that.
What is that?
Grew up in Madison.
Is that
Come on, Dave.
Is that one Paul Bunyan's axe? I can't ever remember.
For the axe, yeah.
There's so many trophies in the Big Ten. It's tough to keep up.
Jason Llewellyn, by the way, shaking up for Oklahoma. So if you're Oklahoma right now, you're 5-5. You've had a rough year.
Yep.
Are you starting to get a little nervous if you're a Sooner fan? If you're these players now, are you starting to doubt? You have not scored since the first quarter.
You got to finish. I mean, right? I mean, that's what you preach as a team, as a program every day. You got to finish ball games. You got to finish seasons. And that was a big point of emphasis talking with Brent Venables yesterday. Clearly, he's not happy with the results. But it's interesting, he said that he's still having a lot of fun, thinks he's getting a ton of buy-in from these players, feels really good about the outlook and trajectory of this program moving forward. You know, they got a really good recruiting class coming in, but you got to find a way to finish this game. So I can understand if there's a little bit of apprehension from people watching here, Sooner faithful.
But what about the players?
They got to get first downs.
That's what I was going to say. They got to move the sticks, sustain a drive.
Yep.
We haven't seen that in a while.
It's a program that won 14 Big 12 titles, 6 in a row until last year. As Gabriel takes off, and he's out to the 27, so a gain of 5 there for Gabriel. Take the clock down inside 30 seconds to go, unless Oklahoma continues to go quickly, which they will, despite the 18-point lead. Gabriel looking, throwing, and a back shoulder throw that's incomplete. Mims, and a flag downfield. Actually, flag is at the 28, so about a yard downfield.
Ineligible player downfield, number 71. Offense, 5-yard penalty, still second down.
And it's counteraction, right? This is RPO. And the reality is offensive linemen don't know. They're blocking counter, and Dylan gets the read that he wants. He wants to throw the shot to Marvin Mims, and they obviously get Anton Harrison for being downfield.
Just took too long.
Yeah, exactly.
They're going to allow you about 3.5 yards. That's kind of your buffer there.
Yep. That's tough on an offensive lineman. You have no idea. You're just blocking as well as you possibly can.
He was about 7 yards downfield, Dusty.
He was down there. Yes, he was.
So it'll be 2nd and 10 after the 5-yard penalty. 37 seconds to go. Does Oklahoma just run the ball here and then take it to the fourth quarter? Again, this is as much about the clock and keeping the ball away from Oklahoma State so they don't even get possession.
Oklahoma State's coach has elected to decline the ineligible player downfield. It'll be 3rd down and 5.
So that's very interesting now. You decline the penalty, so if Oklahoma doesn't get a first down, there's a chance Oklahoma State gets the ball with one play here in the quarter. But if they get a first down, that might cost them 3-4 minutes in the fourth quarter if they pick up this 3rd and 5.
If they decided to milk the clock any, which we have not seen them do whatsoever. Oklahoma, the struggles continue offensively on 3rd down.
That's why Gundy did that. Gabriel, down he goes at the 24-yard line. And it was Nathan Latu that got the sack. And Oklahoma will have to punt again.
Well, it's also Ben Kapinski who makes a nice inside move. And listen, Tyler Lacey, one of the best defensive linemen, isn't playing. Trace Ford is out. So this is their sub package, and it's Kapinski's typically a DN playing 3 technique. Nice job with the penetration by him. Nice job by Latu, and a big sack to get the Cowboys the ball back yet again.
Oklahoma probably won't snap it here. go to the fourth quarter.
1 for 10 on third down now, guys, for Oklahoma.
Yep, 2 for 21 the last 2 games. That's a big reason why they're stuck on 28 points. They had the greatest first quarter all season long, but nothing since. Still, though, an 18-point lead as we go to the fourth here in Norman. Back after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Well, granted, the bar was set high with 300 yards in a quarter, but man, nothing. The last 2 quarters, no points, 5 punts. This is the 6th coming up. And Oklahoma State down 18, not out of it yet. Brennan Presley is deep. Turk on to punt. He is averaging 55 yards a boot in this game. And this is by far his shortest punt of the day, and the fair catch made on the 34 by Presley. Let's go to Kevin in the studio.
Dave, a bad night for Tennessee just got worse. Hendon Hooker, what a great story all season long. Left the game with a non-contact injury. When you see the replay, you just shake your head and you hope it's not the worst thing that you think about. Right here with the leg injury is Hooker left the field on his own terms, but right now Tennessee down 56-31 over on ESPN against South Carolina. Back to you.
Just awful to see that.
Oh, man. Hate to see that. It's such a great story. Josh Heupel's done an amazing job turning that program around. Nealon has come alive. And well, it's one thing to lose, but to lose your quarterback, that's tough.
Spencer Sanders guns it to the sideline in traffic and almost intercepted again on the redirection. First, it was C.J. Colden, then you had Deshaun White, both with a chance at it. Jaden Bray, the intended target.
Well, I'll tell you what, Jaden Bray, nice job by him just fighting for this football as he works back to the ball. Good coverage there by Colden.
Did that hit Bray in the shoulder?
It did hit Bray in the shoulder. You got to be able to come up with that catch. I thought initially Colden got his hand on it.
You're right, though. Looking at the replay, it looked like that should have been caught by Bray, so it's 2nd and 10. They just have not made the plays in this game. Sanders, receiver wide open, caught inside the 40. Presley turns it upfield, inside the 30, trying to hold on to the ball, still making defenders miss. Presley down to the 12. Brennan Presley with a huge run after the catch, 55 yards.
Well, he's fantastic with the ball in his hands, and Oklahoma coverage, they just lose him. And Spencer Sanders finds him on the sidelines. And boy, after the catch, just outstanding job by him. Breaking tackles left and right. And all of a sudden, this game has completely flipped and changed as Oklahoma State, with fight and grit, will not go away.
Gonna run it here. Nixon wrapped up with a 10 and thrown down by Stutzman. Brennan Presley's been such an important player for this Oklahoma State team. And he's dating Casey Dunn, the offensive coordinator's daughter. Said, Coach, I want to speak with you. Dunn thought, okay, he wants more catches. Nope, I want permission to date your daughter. And Coach Dunn said, sure.
He also said he's one of the best young men he's had the chance to coach. And he said he was happy to say, yes, you can date my daughter.
On 2nd down, Sanders rolling up, gets hit as he throws, incomplete. Going for Bryson Green. Sanders a little slow to get up. Isaiah Coe belted him.
I am really surprised he didn't dump this down to Rashad Owens. He's got Owens wide open in the flats. Some green grass out in front. He wanted to take the shot in the end zone. Man, seemed like the smarter, better decision right there would have been to put the ball in Tim's hands.
So now you got 3rd and 8. You can still get a first down before Pater. 4-down territory. Oklahoma may be bringing pressure. Sanders now leaving the pocket, sidearms it to Nixon inside the 10, and he gets walloped at the 8-yard line. So just a couple of yards. It's going to bring up 4th down, and this really is the game here.
You kick the field goal here. It's a 2-touchdown game. I'll be intrigued to see what he elects to do. It's a 3-score game regardless.
Right. Yep.
I think it makes the most sense right here. Go ahead and get the points, make it a 2-score game. Your defense is settled in. Oklahoma's offense has become stagnant.
I think because they got down here so quickly.
Right.
Probably originally Mike Gundy's thinking, we're going for, 4-down territory, but they got down there in a minute and a half.
Yeah.
25-yard attempt. Tanner Brown made a 24-yarder earlier. And it hugs the right upright, but it's good. And it is a 2-score game with 12:38 to go. Plenty of time.
Plenty of time. Mike Gundy's a heck of a coach. His teams are tough. They never quit. And the Cowboys alive here in Norman.
Bum bum.
Well, Oklahoma State under Mike Gundy, they have taken their program to another level. It's why I think he's one of the best coaches in the country. Look at those numbers, at what he's been able to do. Bowl eligible once again this season, 17 bowl appearances, 156 wins. They developed their talent in Stillwater. Rob Glass, a great strength conditioning coach. And Mike Gundy's just done one heck of a job.
Farouk doesn't even make it to the 20. They made him field it again since he's had 3 drops. And again, he didn't get to the 25. Let's go to the studio and Kevin.
Dave, time now for our Dr. Pepper Fansville studio update to the Rose Bowl. Number 7 USC, former Oklahoma quarterback Caleb Williams finding Jordan Addison right there. USC on top against UCLA. Then it's the Trojans defense forcing the turnover. Big hit on Dorian Thompson-Robinson. The sack, fumble, and then SC just punched it in. They're up by 10. Back to you.
Playoff hopes alive for now for the Trojans. Meanwhile, Oklahoma's lead down to 15. Going to keep it on the ground here with Eric Gray. Makes a nice cut. And he's up to the 25 for about 6 yards. Kevin touched on Caleb Williams. And you think of all the great quarterbacks the last decade here at Oklahoma. Dylan Gabriel, player trying to take the next step with the Sooners and get a big win. See if he can make the plays at the right time. Going to hand it off to Gray. No gain. 3rd down coming up. Benson and Taylor team up on the stop.
Really good team tackling, and that's what Derek Mason told us he wanted to see. Got to get multiple hats to the football. It's a nice job corralling Eric Gray there on 2nd down. And boy, it's been a stark contrast since the first quarter for Dylan Gabriel.
Look at that. Wow. 5 of his last 18. This is their 9th possession since the first quarter. They've had 4 3-and-outs. Will it be number 5 or will Oklahoma get a first down? Gabriel to throw. In trouble, moving to his left, and just throws it away. Another 3-and-out for Oklahoma. They're going to say that Stoops. Nope. It'll be 4th down. Oklahoma will punt it again. So clock stop, 11:33 to go.
And they snapped that football on 2nd down quickly and on 3rd down quickly. Almost no time comes off the clock, and another 3-and-out. Really nice job there on the perimeter. Xavier Benson applying the pressure to Dylan Gabriel. No one getting open. Continues here for this Sooners offense.
You said it, though. That's what they do. That's how they run their offense. But
got to know the moment.
Yeah.
Turk with a punt. Presley signaling has it at the 27. So another good punt. 48 yards. No return. Less than 2 minutes taken on that drive for Oklahoma. Oklahoma State ball. We come back.
The Venture at
Saturday Night Football on ABC is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
That was Tyreek Hill. You've heard that name back in 2014. In an Oklahoma State win, this is the 117th all-time meeting. Oklahoma State won last year. Oklahoma, last drive was 1:04. You look at Jeff Levy, the offensive coordinator. They're taking no time off the clock. 5 3-and-outs. They have 15 possessions today. 14 have been under 2 minutes, so time for Oklahoma State. But Sanders is sacked. That's a big response by the Sooners. Isaiah Coe was back there for OU, and so is Jordan Kelly. Loss on the play.
Well, this defensive line needed this. Watch the inside game. It's going to be a cross stunt by the 2 interior defensive tackles. The 3 technique first, the nose wraps around, and they both combine for a big sack.
Loss of 5, 4th sack of the day of Sanders. Trying to set up a screen on 2nd and 15, and they're all over it. Laulu, who had an interception earlier, takes down Gordon. That's another negative play. Loss of 4, now it's 3rd down and about 19.
Boy, and Laulu does an excellent job feeling this, reading it, and then making the play. As he's looping around, he sees the offensive lineman pulling, getting out in front. Another tackle for loss on the screen. Very well done by Jonah Laulu, who's having a very memorable Bedlam here in his first opportunity.
3rd and 19 from their 18-yard line. They rush 3. Sanders on the move, throws it, and it was almost intercepted. It's a little high, intended for Stutzman. Stutzman actually was the man that almost intercepted. It was intended for John Paul Richardson. So very quick 3 and out for Oklahoma State. But again, Oklahoma's been going so quickly. Oklahoma State should get at least 2 more possessions.
And Oklahoma sits back, plays coverage. Use Deshaun White, their cheetah, as a spy on Spencer Sanders, and really well done, covering up everything down the field. Stutzman right there in the throwing lane, helping force that incompletion and a much-needed 3 and out stop for the Sooners defense. Cowboys had scored on their last 2 possessions prior to that stop.
Here's the punt by Ward. Mims moving forward, gonna let it bounce. And down to around the 40-yard line, so not a great punt. 42 yards, Oklahoma ball, 10:03 remaining, still up 15. All Oklahoma State since the first quarter. You wonder, is there enough time for the Cowboys? Is Brent Venables, the head coach, talking to his team as the offense, since a 28-point first quarter, has done absolutely nothing but go fast on offense. We'll see if they do it again here or if they start to slow it down.
And I know this is their identity. It's what they do. It's who they are. But you'd like to see them start to grind some of this clock away and try to ice this ball game.
Gabriel in trouble on the move, being chased, throws incomplete. He is 0 for his last 11 with an interception. Mason Cobb with pressure. So now the clock stopped. 9:57 remaining. 2nd down.
Mason Cobb has been great here tonight. He's coming off the edge. You saw the boot action there from Dillon Gabriel. Mason Cobb runs right into it. It's just been a stark contrast from what we saw early in this game. Early, Dillon Gabriel couldn't miss. And now, whether it's drops or no open receivers, they are struggling mightily.
And Barnes, had he slipped that tackle from Benson, would have had at least a 1st down. It's a gain of 5. It'll bring up 3rd down and 5.
Let's see if. Go ahead, Tom.
I was going to say, Dusty, look at the play clock, just as you've been talking about. I mean, this thing's sitting here counting down, and they're going to snap the ball.
3rd down and 5. They're 1 for 11 on 3rd down for the 2nd straight game. Gabriel going to dump it off to Gray, and Gray tackled short of the line to gain by Martin at the 47. 4th down and 3. And Oklahoma will punt it again.
Listen, big time stop on 3rd down, as we've seen a lot from this Oklahoma State Cowboy defense here in the 2nd half. And you see Mason Cobb's going to get out there first, but watch the backside pursuit. Watch the senior, the veteran, Brock Martin, the 3-time wrestling state champion. Everything he's got, leaving it on the field to get that tackle and force this punt. Really well done, an excellent effort by Brock Martin.
43-second possession. Now, again, you had Turk, who's an excellent punter, going to try to pin them deep. This is a line drive, though, right at Presley, not what he wanted. Fair catch at the 14. 8:36 remaining. Oklahoma State ball.
T-minus.
2 head coaches who know all there is to know about this rivalry. Even though Brent Venables in his first year as the head coach was here in Norman for 13 years as an assistant. Mike Gundy played in this rivalry as an assistant under Les Miles, and now the head coach Spencer Sanders. Since the 3 interceptions, much better. 13 of 20, $188 and a touchdown, and they're really in a must-score situation. Down 15 points with 8.5 to go. Still haven't seen Dominic Richardson in the game at all at running back. They're going to run Jaden Nixon here. Nice jump cut. Nixon at the 20, stiff-arming 1st down. Stays in bounds at the 30 and shoved out at the 35. Good first play to this drive. Gain of 21.
As I said to you earlier, he's the one that's got the big play capability. He's going to hit this inside zone downhill, runs through an arm tackle. Excellent jump cut as he runs to the perimeter A big play to start this Oklahoma State drive.
Rashad Owens shaken up for Oklahoma State back at the line of scrimmage.
We showed the graphics. Spencer Sanders has been much better since that third interception. Let's take a look at a couple of these plays he's made here in the second half. Nice job on the post. On that zone coverage just past the linebackers. And they're just buying some time as Presley comes open. The defense loses him, and then the yards after the catch for Brennan Presley. Big play in the second half for Oklahoma State, which, as the second half started, down 4 scores. And now in this fourth quarter, just down 2 scores. Again, it's a Cowboy team. We had them in Stillwater a little over a month ago against Texas. Down 2 touchdowns. Just continue to fight, continue to keep coming back, and they're trying to make their best effort to do that here, as we just saw Rashad Owens walking off the field.
But again, it was that brilliant offensive first quarter for Oklahoma that put Oklahoma State in the hole. .27 to go, down 15. All 3 timeouts, needing 2 touchdowns and a 2-point conversion. Sanders sidearms it incomplete. Trying to hit Braden Johnson across the middle. 2nd and 10.
Just a misfire there by Spencer Sanders. On the move, doesn't have the accuracy. That ball sails well wide of Braden Johnson. RPO action there.
Hard to throw a slant rolling to your right.
And no doubt about that, Tom.
Getting the check from the sideline. Clock at 10. Sanders on 2nd and 10. Going to the air again. Everybody covered. Sanders in trouble. Gets outside the pocket at the 35 and shoved out of bounds at the 38. And the official might throw the flag. Agwebu shoved him. The official was hovering around where that flag was, thought about pulling it, did not. It'll be 3rd down.
The contact and the push came when Sanders was still inbound, so I think that's the right call to hold on to that flag. It was very close, but he was still inbound. That's smart by Spencer Sanders. Nothing was open down the field. He just held on to it. 4 down territory here for the Cowboys. I watched Brennan Presley in the slot up top.
On 3rd and 6, Sanders again has to leave the pocket. He'll take off again at the 40. Knocked out of bounds close to the 1st down. He seems to have it. Yep, 1st down at the 45. Marcus Stripling shoved Sanders out of bounds. Look how dirty that jersey is. That tells you all you need to know about the toughness of Sanders.
Stripling tries to come inside and get an inside move, and he gives up the edge. You can't give up the edge to a guy like Spencer Sanders. That's a smart play. It's a Russell Wilson back in the day-esque type of play to hold that football over and move the chains.
Sanders slings it to the sideline, complete inside the 45 of Oklahoma to Braden Johnson. Another 1st down. Sanders starting to heat up now. 11 more yards through the air. 7:15 and counting. Clock will start on the ready for play.
Braden Johnson we've talked about tonight. A senior, been banged up all year, making his presence felt here at his final Bedlam.
Sanders drops back to pass. Looking downfield, steps up to run again, and he's tripped up at the 37-yard line by Laulu. So it's going to bring up 2nd down at about 5. Inside 7 minutes remaining now.
Russian 3, sitting back in that zone coverage. Big holes opening up front for Spencer Sanders to pick up decent yards on the ground.
Sanders about to get trilled, delivers it to the 30-yard line. Bryson Green made the catch and got out of bounds. Clock will start again on the ready for play, but it's a 1st down, gain of 11 more to the 26-yard line. Clock at 6:28.
That's a really good route there by Bryson Green. Shuts it down. Ball's on him right now. You see Spencer Sanders throwing the football with confidence.
Sanders with time, everybody covered though. He moves out to his right again. He's done this several times on this drive and then just throws it out of bounds. Ethan Downs chasing Sanders towards the Oklahoma bench. Brent Venables trying to get his team above 500. 23 consecutive seasons. They've been in a bowl game. 23 consecutive winning seasons. It's been a rough year. After a 3-0 start, they're 5-5, and they had a 28-0 lead. But Oklahoma State threatening to make it a one-score game from the 26-yard line of OU. Sanders wide open on the sideline, but Bryson Green could not make the play. A little high on the throw. It'll be 3rd down.
What's a missed opportunity here? Bryson Green wide open. Oklahoma sitting back in zone coverage on a cushion there from Woody Washington. And Bryson Green kind of mistimed his jump there, unable to bring it in. That's one to look back at. Be kicking themselves for not making that easy completion. We haven't seen a lot of pressure here on this series from Oklahoma.
And in 4-down territory, timeout going to be called here by Oklahoma.
Oklahoma has called their first charge timeout of the second half. 30 seconds in length.
So 6:03 remaining. 4-down territory. And obviously the quarterback run game is something to keep an eye on here for Spencer Sanders. Boy, Dusty, this has been the best college football Saturday yet of the season. We saw some teams early in the day that were ranked in the top 4 look like they might get upset but pull out wins. We see Tennessee getting blown out.
Crazy.
USC, UCLA going toe-to-toe, and now this comeback here by Oklahoma State. It's been a great day of college football.
It's been awesome. I mean, it's like you never know, right? I mean, it's college football. It's so tough to predict and know what you're going to get. Most people probably tuned into this thinking, oh, this is going to be a blowout, and here we are with what could come down to be one of the crazy finishes in Bedlam. It's just going to be fascinating to see how this thing ends up. Spencer Sanders playing completely different in this second half, Tom.
Yeah, absolutely. And right now, they're trying to get the clock in their favor. To be honest with you, Oklahoma's last 3 possessions on offense are why there's probably not 4 minutes left on the clock instead of 6 minutes and 5 seconds.
There's no doubt about that. They have been able to get first.
They bring pressure on 3rd and 10. Sanders gets it away. It's caught. And close to a first down. And it looks like it will be for Presley. And meanwhile, Bryson Green is down on the far sideline in front of the Oklahoma State bench. So Presley with a first down catch. But Bryson Green shaken up. Injuries have been a big problem at that receiver position all year for OSU.
Well, this is really good recognition by Spencer Sanders. Oklahoma dials up a blitz here. They bring the pressure. And all of a sudden, Presley, he's the hot. He's wide open. Stutzman can't get their balls out quick. Let's see if he gets to the first down. I don't know if he got to that first down. That yellow line, Dave. Looks like his knee came down. Ball wasn't quite there.
Meanwhile, you see at the top of your screen, Bryson Green slipping and falling, and hard to see where the ball is when that knee hits from that angle. They have marked it as a first down, though, at the 16-yard line of Oklahoma. 6 minutes to go.
We were talking with Mike Gundy about this season and just all the injuries they've endured on both sides of the football. And he told us this has been as challenging a year for him as a coach as he's had in his 18th season. Just putting together practice and knowing when we can go, when we can't go. Dialed it way back against Kansas State, and they got their doors blown off. But as we see Bryson Green being helped off over on the sideline, it's just been kind of a theme of this season for the Cowboys day.
Yep, I mean, and nobody knows that better than the quarterback, Spencer Sanders, who last week did not play until they absolutely needed him to play. He came in late, won the game for against Iowa State.
Of a first down is under further review.
They're going to look at this to see if Presley got the first down. If he didn't, I believe it was 4th down. Just double check on that to make sure that if he doesn't get it, that it's 4th down. It would be 4th down. So yes, it would be 4th and 1. Let's take a look here.
Take a look at where Presley, when his knee goes down, where's that football? It'll be the knees down, Ted. Left knee's down. It looks like it is short of that 16-yard line. Roll that back, guys. Watch his left knee. His left knee goes down first. Where's that football?
And you look at the marker, too, at the top of your screen, Dusty. It looks like it's in between the 17 and the 16-yard line.
It's tough to tell where he's at.
I think he
that look.
Is there enough evidence to overturn beyond all
question.
doubt, right? To say that that's not a first down? I mean, it's basically what you have to do.
There you go. That's the look right there. Left knee's down. There's the ball. It looks like it is short of the 16. Now, this is not straight down the line. From that look right there, it is very close.
It's either 1st and 10 or 4th and 1. Talking about the grit and toughness of Spencer Sanders. Battled injury, was hurt against TCU. They had a 17-point lead in that game. They were undefeated at that time. A lot of people thought, just like last year, Oklahoma State was going to be in the college football playoff mix, certainly when that game was going on. And then TCU came back, ended up winning that game in overtime. They got blown out at Kansas State 48-0. Had a comeback win over Texas. And then the victory last week to get them to a position here where they're 7-3.
Try to match it up for you guys at home. Knee definitively down. I mean, it looks like he is short of that 16-yard line, Dave.
I agree, but again, can you say beyond all doubt that the video evidence proves that it's not a first down? That's basically what you have to do with the replay.
Indisputable video evidence.
Beyond all doubt. I mean, they added that language a few years ago, like to say it's indisputable and it's really indisputable.
Correct. That's right. They're definitely taking their time on this.
Well, it's giving Oklahoma's defense a breather. Those guys been on the field a lot here in the second half. But usually when it takes this long, it means generally
they're adjusting something.
It's going to be overturned.
Correct.
Because they got to look at down and distance and clock.
Here we go.
After review, ruling stands.
Okay.
First down.
There you go.
Sometimes when it takes that long, it's because they got to figure out, okay, where do we spot the ball because we're overturning it? What's the clock situation, the down and distance? But it's a first down. Clock will start on the ready for play. 6 minutes to go. Trying to make it a one-score game.
And it's a great identification of the blitz and where your hot is for a veteran in Spencer Sanders. Knew right now, pressure comes. Brendan Presley's my outlet, and it's a big first down.
Play 11 of the drive. First down on the OU 16. The Sooners stacking the box. Sanders back to throw. Fires. Incomplete. Going for Presley at the 5-yard line with Billy Bowman in coverage.
Well, you don't typically see Brendan Presley allow a ball to go through his hands. Really good route recognition there by Sanders, but Presley unable to bring in that catch. You referenced it a second ago. You've got to be cognizant if you're a front of the mobility of Spencer Sanders in this area.
On 2nd and 10, Sanders, though, throwing, and high, intercepted in the end zone. It's Deshaun White with a pick, and that might seal the deal for OU with 5:42 to go.
It's an interception for a touchback, first down, Oklahoma.
Well, the last couple of games against Baylor and against West Virginia, the defense hasn't been able to come up with that key stop late in games. They come up with a key stop here to fend off Oklahoma State late in this ball game. This pass just kind of sells on Spencer Sanders. Looked like he was trying to find Braden Cassidy over the middle of this field. Ball just sails high on him. Cassidy unable to get up there, get a hand on the football, and it's Deshaun White. Right place, perfect time with a key takeaway for this Sooners defense.
4th interception thrown by Sanders. 4 different defenders with picks for Oklahoma. And now let's see if the Sooners start to milk the clock. 5:42 to go. Here's Barnes getting outside. And he's up to the 28. That's a big play to start this drive for Oklahoma.
Slow. You got to be thinking if you're Brent Venables, Jeff Levy, you want to slow the pace, slow it down, right? Try to grind off as much of this clock as you possibly can.
Oklahoma State 3 times inside the 25-yard line where they've come away with nothing. 2 interceptions and a turnover on downs in this game. If Oklahoma ends up winning and they're finally taking time off the clock, this game was won in the first quarter.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
It must have hurt us, guys.
2nd and 3. Gray trying to cut it back. And they blow it dead. He's short. Coming in is Sione Ossie afterwards there with a big hit to make sure he didn't stretch the ball out, get the first down. It'll be 3rd and 1.
Oklahoma's still searching for a first down. When was the last time they got one?
They go a little bit quicker here, and Barnes cut down. I think he's short at the 29.5-yard line. They went up there to try to snap it quickly, and they did not get the first down. Benson with a good tackle.
Oklahoma State has called their first charge timeout of the second half, 30 seconds in length. Ruling on the field as the runner was short of the line to gain.
So it's going to be fourth down. Oklahoma State uses a timeout, 2 remaining. Let's go to Kevin.
Dave, our Week 12 late window after South Carolina knocked off number 5 Tennessee. We've got a good one in the Pac-12. Right now, Oregon up 7-3 against Utah at home. ESPN2, number 6 LSU up 28-10 against UAB. ACC Network, Wake Forest 45, Syracuse 28 in the fourth quarter. Back to you.
All right, Kevin thought that interception might do it, but it's another drive of just about a minute for Oklahoma, and they have to punt.
And they quick snap there before that third down, trying to catch him off balance. To see, great job by Benson. Coming in low, taking out the legs of Eric Gray. And sure looks like he was definitely short of that line to gain. The last time Oklahoma's had a first down in this game, 9:33 left in the third quarter. Wow, what a turnaround for Derek Mason and his defense.
Again, they got a secret weapon with Michael Turk here, though. The punter, who's been brilliant all day, hammers another one. This one, though, lands out of bounds. The question is, where did it cross? Probably around the 25. The official still moving, now stops at the 27-yard line. So 73 yards away for Oklahoma State to, again, still have a shot. 4:24 left. They had to use a timeout. They had 2 remaining. They would love to save those 2 timeouts if they were to score, to have them in case they don't recover an onside kick and need to use them on defense. If you're Oklahoma, do you come after Spencer Sanders?
Get them behind the chains, Dusty. I think they do.
Try to create a negative play. I think at least spy on. They're going to sit back and play coverage, Joe. It's going to be a 4-man rush.
Quick throw behind the receiver. Incomplete. Going for Langston Anderson. And Washington and White over there for Oklahoma.
Just try to keep as much as you can in front of you, because even though Oklahoma continues to give the ball back at a rapid rate, time is on your side. I mean, 2 touchdowns and a 2-point conversion lead here. Last thing you want to do is dial up something, let somebody slip off in single coverage, and give up some big chunk explosive play.
4:20 remaining. Oklahoma State down 15. Sanders to throw. Pressure in his face. Sanders hit. And down he goes inside the 15. Jalen Redmond, who got injured earlier, back out there. And it's a loss of about 12 on the play.
And it's only a 3-man rush inside. Watch him just get up the field through the A-gap and rip hard. Guard doesn't come down, and it's a massive sack for Jalen Redmond. Excellent job getting off the football and getting into his pass rush move immediately on the center, Preston Wilson. Huge play.
5th sack for Oklahoma. 3rd down and 22. Inside 4 minutes to go. They bring pressure. Sanders steps up, sacked again at the 10. This time by Deshaun White, a loss of another 5, and it's going to be 4th down and about 27 to go, and they have to go for it.
Deshaun White coming off the side, and it's going to be another zone pressure. It's a 4-man rush. We see Stripling get pressure, Deshaun White get it down, and I'm a bit.
I don't understand. Why is Oklahoma State punting?
I don't know.
There's 3 minutes to go. You're down 2 scores. I understand it's 4th and 26, but you may not get the ball back for 1 possession.
Yeah, this is a tough one to wrap your head around.
You're banking on getting 2 possessions with 2 timeouts and 3 minutes to go. And every second counts. Go touch the ball. It's not about the yardage at that point. Go touch the ball, save 5 to 10 seconds. It's all about the clock at this point. Now you got 2:48, and you somehow going to have the ball twice again. A chance for Oklahoma. Take some time off the clock here. 2 first downs might win the game.
Problem is they haven't been able to get 1.
Haven't since the 9:33 mark in the 3rd quarter, Tom. It's exactly right. And obviously, Oklahoma State's got the 2 timeouts left. That statistic right there, that's wild. talking as we came on today, Dylan Gabriel needed to win this game for Oklahoma. It looked like he was early.
Direct snap to Gray, trying to get outside. He's grounded at the 39, so it's a gain of 2. Oklahoma State electing not to use its timeouts here. Lob 2 with the tackle, and if you're Oklahoma, again, don't snap it till 2:04 on the game clock.
We had said that the last several series, and it hadn't happened. Be absolutely shocking if that wasn't the case here.
Gray past the 40, out to the 42. And now, Oklahoma State thinking about it and will use a timeout, so 1 remaining.
Oklahoma State has called their second charge timeout of the second
down and just throwing it downfield, maybe you get a pass interference, get a penalty, get a fresh set of downs. If Oklahoma holds on to win, a lot of people are going to say, man, those last 3 quarters were ugly, but I think anybody that's watched Sooner football this year will say, you know what, the first quarter is good enough, we'll take the win based on how things have gone this year.
No question. Look, they've been inconsistent this year. It's why they're a 5-5 football team, and a win is a win, right? To get bowl eligible, to beat your in-state rival, there's still a lot of value, but this was far from any kind of perfect or finished product. But at this point in time, for the defense to step up, be able to get some stops and help preserve this victory, I mean, again, you don't apologize for anything. When you find a way to win a football game, there's real value in that, and the Sooners have learned that the hard way this year.
1 for 13 tonight on 3rd down, 1 for 11 last week, and a loss to West Virginia. They have to go to Texas Tech next Saturday, so even if they win today, yes, they'd be bowl eligible, but a winning season, they've had 23 in a row of those since '98, would be on the line. Gabriel outside the pocket, almost threw an interception, batted down by Mason Cobb, so that's interesting. Oklahoma State's going to get the ball back. 1 timeout to go, 2 minutes left.
But Mason Cobb has played outstanding here today. The run fits. Well, he almost picked that pass off. Excellent job. Getting right in the throwing window, gets 2 hands on the football, almost high points it.
Kind of interesting call, choice to throw the ball. Again,
leave a timeout, yeah.
You got 158, you need to have 2 possessions. And you almost gave him one on your own 40-yard line with a pick. Here's the punt by Turk. It's a line drive. Presley from the 19-yard line and tackled at the 22. So again, they got to go down the field with 1 timeout and then score. Recover an onside kick, score again, and get a 2-point conversion.
Lots got to transpire over the next 148 for that to happen, Dave.
And they also, you know, again, if Oklahoma would have just run the ball, they would have no timeouts right now. Presley might be shaken up there. Stay in the game.
This is an Oklahoma team, too, coming in was just running the ball at will. Their inability to ice this game away and run the football. It's been impressive to watch this Oklahoma State defense continue to fight, come up with stops.
First time he's had 4 picks since that Baylor loss a year ago. Pass is pulled in at the 30-yard line by Braden Johnson, and he got out of bounds, so the clock will start on the snap. They got the first down to the 33, 1:43 to go.
Braden Johnson over 100 yards now with that catch. Potentially his final time here in Bedlam. He stepped up really big for this team tonight.
Sanders again gets rid of it quickly. John Paul Richardson fighting, trying to get the first down. Should have it at the 44. That'll stop the clock for a moment till they reset the chains. I'm sure the reason Mike Gundy didn't go for it earlier on 4th down was because if you don't get it, you give Oklahoma points.
Yeah, game's over.
So he's hoping that they can score quickly, still get an onside kick here.
You're in a terrible spot either way.
Sure.
All right, I mean, with 4th and 26, that's far from a layup.
Here's a shot down the field and incomplete, going for Braden Johnson. 127, they get 126 remaining.
Ball just sailed a little outside there on Spencer Sanders. Braden Johnson, I'm the go-to guy here at times in the second half. At great speed. We saw him in the open field earlier in this ball game. Jaden Nixon in the game, excellent pass catcher in the backfield as well.
2nd and 10 at the 44 of Oklahoma State. Sanders looking and a little behind the receiver, but caught. Nice grab by Nixon, and I think he got the first down. Yep, so that will stop the clock again to reset the chains. 1:18 on the clock.
Really nice adjustment to that football. Strong hands by Nixon to bring it in.
Clock started on the ready for play. Sanders, long throw to the far side, and good tackle on Presley by Woody Washington. Does Oklahoma State use its final timeout here?
I think you have to. I think you absolutely have to. That's an outstanding job on the perimeter by Woody Washington. Presley, never an easy guy to tackle in the open field. And if he could have slipped that tackle, get out of bounds.
Oklahoma State has called their 3rd and final charge timeout.
The timeout. That is just a massive play by Woody Washington.
Well, it was a defense for most of this game. And again, the offense was great in that first quarter, but our halftime highlight package was on the defense, a unit that has struggled for the most part this year for Oklahoma. Brent Venables, obviously a defensive guy. Yes, Ted Roof is the defensive coordinator, but one of the reasons they hired Brent Venables is because of his success as a defensive coordinator at Oklahoma and at Clemson.
Well, he's one of the best defensive minds there is in all of college football. Hasn't translated to the success, especially from a yards per game, 3rd down defense perspective, that they were expecting coming into the year. But there is no question, tried and true, whether it was Oklahoma, his first stint, and what they've been able to do at Clemson, since after his first season. You could argue as good a defensive job as there's been in college football, and that's the expectation for him coming back here at Oklahoma, to get this defense at some point to that type of level.
So they put a few seconds back on the clock when the timeout was called a minute to go. No timeouts remaining now for Oklahoma State. Sanders, his 62nd pass attempt of the game, and he just throws it away. He got it past the line of scrimmage, was outside the pocket. Reggie Grimes with pressure. So 3rd and 10 with 53 seconds left, down 15.
And just nobody open down the field. Nowhere for Spencer Sanders to go with the football. Oklahoma electing to use a spy, 3-man rush using David Agwebu as a spy for the mobility of Spencer Sanders. Rush got there late, but that was all about good coverage down the field. No Cowboy receivers coming open.
3rd down and 10. Sanders over the middle. It's caught, and getting a first down is Presley down near the 30. The clock will stop with 46 seconds left. Then it will start again on the ready for play, and the Cowboys got to hustle.
Really good by Presley, sitting down in that soft spot in the zone.
Sanders steps up, got to get rid of it. He does to Nixon, who's got to get out of bounds, and he does to stop the clock at the 26-yard line. So with 34 seconds left, you might need to start taking a shot or two to the end zone.
Time. If you're going to have any chance to get a score onside and score again. Spencer Sanders now up to 382 yards passing day. We think about how slow he started. Really has picked it up the latter half of this game.
But 2 interceptions thrown inside the 25-yard line of Oklahoma, including on that last drive where he was picked in the end zone. Sanders in trouble immediately, but gets out of there. Now launches it downfield into the end zone. Oh, he had John Paul Richardson. He overthrew him. I get it, tough pass on the move like that. Now the clock's at 26 seconds remaining.
And Oklahoma's been sitting back, just playing a bunch of zone coverage. Now they dial it up, they bring some pressure. Grimes comes clean, but as he does so well, Spencer Sanders gets outside the pocket, unable to locate Richardson in the end zone.
3rd down and 5, 26 seconds left for Oklahoma State and no timeouts. Down 2 scores. Sanders sideline overthrows Nixon. 21 seconds to go. 4th down and 5.
Tried to hit Nixon on the wheel route. Well defended. Safety over the top. Linebacker picks him up out of the backfield.
You're in a little dilemma here, Dusty. You only have 21 seconds left. You want to get the first down, but then how many more plays do you actually have in the game?
Running out of time, Dave Pash. They're running out of time.
So do you get something quick to the sideline, get the first down, take off 5 seconds, and then every shot after that is to the end zone and hope you catch one. And then maybe have time if you can recover an onside kick. Sanders looking, and it's knocked away. Incomplete. No flags down. Finally, Oklahoma can exhale.
Billy Bowman, we highlight him from the start of this football game as one of the impact players for this defense. Run stride for stride with Brendan Presley on the over route. Tight, good coverage by Bowman. Can't ask for much more, and that's good on good. Bowman, one of the best defenders on this defense, and Brendan Presley, seeing how crucial he is. The Oklahoma defense comes up with a big stop because the offense, and after the first quarter, gave them nothing, absolutely nothing. So for a year that, as you mentioned earlier, the defense has struggled. They step up huge here tonight and help Oklahoma get a big win in Bedlam.
They keep their bowl streak alive. It's been 24 consecutive years now that they've been bowl eligible. And if they can beat Texas Tech, they will secure their 24th consecutive winning season. That is in Lubbock next week. It's been a rough year for Brent Venables and company, but they won Bedlam. Final score 28-13. I think Luke's got drenched too. He's there with Coach Venables.
Yeah, guys, we both got it. A big victory here for Coach. Hey, listen, not the last 3 quarters you wanted, but you'll take the result. How would you describe this game?
Well, it was, I'm not sure exactly how I would describe it other than I thought the defense was outstanding, man, from beginning to end. Really proud of all the guys. First half was really, really good. And second half, kind of a Jekyll and Hyde with offense and the defense. But winning's tough. And these guys, what they've been through this season, what I love about them is their willingness to fight for each other, sacrifice, continue to believe, continue to go to work. Oklahoma State is a team that, played in the Big 12 championship a year ago. There's a lot at stake this week. That's what I know. They're giving out a trophy. State championship is one of our goals. And for our guys to be able to walk into that locker room with a win, that's what it's all about.
You've been a part of this matchup for a long time, but it's your first victory as a head coach. What does Bedlam mean to you?
No, it means everything. It's the state. The people are incredibly passionate about their football teams, and Oklahoma takes tremendous pride in this series. And I think it's 90, maybe 93 and 17 and 5 over the last 100+ years. So who knows how much longer, if at all, we're going to play again. So I know that trophy's going to stay here in Norman, Oklahoma here tonight.
All right, go get dried off. You're looking sticky, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.
I think, Tom, you might need to as well.
Yeah.
Final score, Oklahoma 28, 22nd ranked Oklahoma State 13 as the Sooners improved to 6-5.
Tom did take front of that. Tom's going to be looking for a ride home. He's not getting in my car with those wet clothes.
Oklahoma 3-5 in league play, 6-5 overall. Oklahoma State drops to 7-4 and 4-4 in conference action after a 5-0 start. Each team with 1 game remaining. And with all those new teams coming in the Big 12 next year, who knows if we'll even see Bedlam in 2023. For Dusty Dvorak, Tom Luganbill, I'm Dave Pash. So long from Norman. Stay tuned for your local news coming up on most of these ABC stations.
Monday,